Dylan. I'm going to be your game master for tonight, and let's introduce our cast. So first we have Joe. We'll start with you.
Hey everybody, Joe, my Cosmic God on the Discord, where you should definitely stop by and say hello, ask us questions. Um, I will be playing Phalos, an intrepid tech priest here to follow the will of the Inquisition and hopefully keep my gun-toting compatriots on task and not shopping for the rest of time.
Hello, everybody. I'm Will, also known as Spaz on the channel, and I'm currently playing Lothos, the Adeptus Ministorum assassin that is hoping to get some very nice toys to spread the word of the God Emperor. Who knows? We might just get killed by the giant guy.
I'm muted. That's what I am. I'm Brian. I am going to be playing Modius Skygar, and he is a kind of a non-canon type of player known as a navigator, who has this third eye up here. Hopefully, we don't have to see or ever use it, but it's there just in case.
All right, and last but not least, Barbosa.
Hi, my name is Zach. I'm Noctis Corvus on the Discord.
But right, so I'm playing Barbosa, and basically he's this dirty space pirate that goes around popping witches in the head, right? And he got recruited in to make sure these jackalwallops all get on with what they're trying to do. And right now, I'm about to get me a big fucking gun. I'm also basically Cockney, Australian, Irish.
But
Yeah.
don't you
That's
just get a really big gun?
Just whatever dirty
need
space
another
pirate
really big guy.
accent we need.
Whatever dirty pirate accent you can think of.
Okay. Last we met our warband, we were, they, most of them had found their way down to the planet Halcyon 9 and began their investigation into the Sistika Distillery Company. They decided to play the safe route and go down pretty much undetected. They utilized their vast inquisitorial funding and rented out a nice penthouse in the richest part of town. And then just pretty much tried to figure out what they were going to do next. They realized that they didn't want to be down here without any guns, because there's a planetary edict that forbids anything, bigger than a sidearm. Because everyone's drunk. It's a pleasure world. So they decided that they wanted to find a seedy bar or a seedy place that they could get a hold of some heavy hardware. They managed to convince one of their cab drivers to tell them of a brothel in a section of the town called the Guts. They made their way over there after interaction with some gutter eels, which tried to take a chomp or two out of the party, but were quickly fended off. And the party then met with Biggs, a hulking humanoid figure who, after they relayed a code given to them by the taxi driver, agreed to take them to see the boss. Meanwhile, Modius, back on the ship, was finally able to gain his audience with the Navigator Cabal. You basically tried to go up there when everyone else went down into the lower decks of the ship into the Cult of the Vestal Virgins, and you were basically like, they're busy, like we're traveling through the warp. So unfortunately, you got your summons, your invitation, right around the same time everyone else got their summons to start mission go. So it's not, you're not in trouble or anything. Like, it's not like you missed the mission deadline. Fuck you. I'm gonna burn you alive. It's more just like, yeah, well, you got to figure out how you're gonna get down there. But we are starting with Modius. And Modius, you are led through the ship, the Constant Vigil, up to the sort of top. Near where the command bridge is, next to the Dorso and the relays and all of the communication boxes and things like that. And you are taken to a ornate door. As you know, navigators are extremely influential and powerful within the Imperium. They are the only way that someone can actually travel through the warp. And for long warp travel, the navigator would have to stay awake the entire time. Lots of navigators die doing this, just because of the toll on their body and their mind as well from the warp just feeding on them as they try to find the currents that will lead them to their destination. So what people who have money can do, such as your Inquisitor, what they can do is they can get multiple navigators and sort of lessen the load so they can work on shifts, essentially. Even having one navigator is incredible, but having multiple is another sort of sure sign of your Lord Inquisitor's wealth and influence within the Inquisition itself. You are led to this ornate door by just a simple messenger servitor. The door is flanked by these cherubim who are sort of looking at you with these red cybernetic eyes sort of glaring at you. Their vat-grown baby-like bodies sort of fluttering and hovering on these small servo motors as they mutter chants and prayers.
Is this kind of similar to the same stuff we saw outside of the Inquisitors
Yeah.
chambers too? Just...
Yeah, cherubim are like a clout thing. They're not actual babies. They are completely vat-grown. Whether or not that thing is alive or not is debatable. But yeah, they're basically like skull servitors. They're kind of just there. But you are left alone there, free to enter and do what you would like.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to get used, I guess, to these cherubim, as you call them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had, I don't know if it was really a conversation, I guess, but I had a good understanding of them last time when we ran into them. But
Mm-hmm.
if it seems appropriate, if I'm just standing out front of the door, then I would enter. As it's understood that I'm on my way. Actually, I was invited.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
essentially sent you a message that says, we have seen your request for a summons. Please arrive at X time.
all right. Am I early?
Nope, you are perfectly on time.
As it should be. All right. Is it like obvious how to open this door?
Yeah, the
Seem to
cherubim will be wired to the door, and they
Yeah.
will open it after sort of looking over you and confirming you're actually who they want to see. So after there will be a soft chime as one of them rings a small little golden bell, and the doors will slowly open. Instantly, you feel the sort of psychic tang, the sort of bitterness and almost like ozone of the warp stench, and you see the shielded dome where the current navigator is actively... Actually, no, they wouldn't be actively navigating because you guys have arrived on Halcyon.
Yeah.
You can still sense the psychic sort of presence and odor in the room. There are 3 navigators. One looks extremely frail and emaciated, blood dribbling out of its nose. He's being tended to by a medical servitor. He's getting IVs and boosters and things like that. But they don't seem to really give a shit what's going on. This seems to be like a normal occurrence, and you would know as well. Like, after, a few days of this, it breaks you down.
I've been there.
But the 3 navigators, there are 2 men and a woman, look at you all, or look at you, and sort of just nod and welcome, like, welcome, Modius Skygar.
Thank you for agreeing to see me. I just wanted to let my presence be known. I suppose did not expect to see so many.
Of course,
On board.
we were quite surprised when we heard that the Inquisitor had taken a navigator one of our own, as an acolyte. I'm shocked that the Pater Nova would allow this, but I suppose anything's possible.
It was quite a shock to me as well when I found myself on a ship heading down planetside not too long ago.
Yes, we did a little bit of research on your exploits. Of course, the Inquisitor keeps most of this hidden from us, but we found out what we could, and it's definitely interesting, Modius.
Interesting is one word for it.
Well,
So much to say, I'd much rather stay behind these doors than down there sometimes.
You'll hear a chuckle from the one that's like bleeding and like getting fed fluids.
Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily still have the scars, but not too long ago I had a hole in my stomach, right?
Oh, you're gonna have scars.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some gnarly scars.
Yeah.
But no, they will sort of talk amongst themselves for a second.
How big is the room?
Fairly large.
Okay. If they obviously, I know they got a lot going on with.
It's like a lounge. Well, they
Fix up
have
the guy that just
a
finished up.
reinforced. It's not really a lot. It's a medical servitor. It's sort of this body that has been outfitted into almost like a gurney or surgical station, and just its arms are ending in intravenous fluids, and bags are hung from its head and things like that. Like it's been
Sure.
repurposed basically into an auto doctor. Now the room is large. This looks like a lounging area almost. You see the reinforced dome where you navigate the warp, and it's closed and shielded off now to still sort of banish out any residual influence of the warp, even though the ship has returned into real space. There's some incense in the air, food. It's lavish. I mean, navigators are almost as wealthy as Inquisitors.
Yeah, they're treated well on the ship too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it obvious which houses that these navigators might hail from?
Do you have any lore on that? You should have lore on navigators if you don't.
I don't think that's part of the.
It wouldn't be forbidden
Of-
lore.
of
It would
this,
be like
yeah.
it would be like common lore. Yeah, give me. We're gonna add that in. You can add that to your learned knowledges,
Okay.
common lore navigators. And we'll do it at 2 ticks.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll do the roll. And it's gonna be plus 20, so plus 30 in total.
Oop, wrong one. Intelligence. See how that goes.
Okay. Yeah. You recognize some of the heraldry and insignia on either on their clothing or just about the room. They are from a very well respected and sort of powerful magisterial house, probably one of the top, 1,000 or so. They directly serve the Pater Nova and tend to his needs and things like that. They are I have this written down. They
All
are
three of them are?
Yes, they are all from the same
Awesome.
house. They are
Okay.
from the Mel Blanc house.
Fascinating. So I guess with that, I'm kind of already, I guess, elitist as I possibly could be, knowing, if it was from somebody else, I might kind of show a little bit of disdain. But I almost kind of wanted to just leave them in peace now to try and tend to what seems to be probably one of their relatives, even at this point.
Yeah. Before you leave, they will actually turn to you and say, "Acolytes, is there anything you need of us?"
At At this point, I don't know. I wanted to introduce myself. I do have some more duties to tend to, apparently, again, down planet side. And I need to find a way down there probably pretty soon. This meeting was unexpected at this time. That said, I understand you have to tend to your brethren there. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
Give me a charm test plus 20. No. They will nod and say, "We are most gracious for your compassion. Please, if you need anything of House Melblanc, feel free to ask."
I won't forget that. Thank you.
And they will nod and return to their duties. I'm assuming you exit the room.
Yeah, that's about that time.
Cool. So as you exit the room, you are met by both Stock and Barrel.
Did you know I was up here, you two?
Well, we just followed the servitor.
Very good. Do you have any news for me?
Yeah. The rest of your warband went to the planet.
I feared that.
On the positive side, though, they need us to go down there and give them some resources.
Will you be joining the expedition? If you could
Yes.
call it that.
The Inquisitor has requested that we guard you. It's going to be very fast, and we're going to need to get in and out quick.
I think some realism is starting to set in at this point again. Last time that didn't... I mean, it turned out okay, but it was not fun.
Okay,
Very good.
I have to ask you a question, though. How... Do you have a fear of heights?
If you asked me that a month ago, I would have said yes.
Does that mean no?
That means no.
Okay. That's
You did
good.
almost fall off a building.
But
Tall building.
hey, I saved the day up there on the top of that building.
He was like the only guy not falling off a
Yeah,
building.
yeah, right. Fear of heights, you ask. I think I could handle it, but I must ask why. Do you have an intriguing entry plan?
We have a plan.
I
We're gonna
don't like the
get-
sound of that.
We're gonna get into a void ship, one of the only ones we have left, right? We're gonna fly fast and low, and then we're gonna dump you out the back with a grav chute.
You're gonna die.
Or, if you prefer, we can walk you through customs. But we won't be able to get them their equipment with that.
You could have led with that.
Or, yeah.
Customs will be fine, thank you.
Okay. Modius will not be arriving with any weapons for you guys. He will be arriving with a care package, though. Yeah, so...
If you thought I was gonna pick otherwise, you're fucking crazy.
I knew it.
It's a good thing we went to go get the guns.
Hey, they'll never know. Be happy I brought you a care
Be all
package.
You should just brought up the second option right when he was boarding the ship. Actually, instead of
Yeah,
going
right.
through customs,
You sons of bitches!
As he's like pushing him out. Actually, there
Yeah,
was a
right.
third option, but
they're-
we're in too deep at this point.
We're already here, so why turn back now?
Yeah, okay. They will lead you through customs, essentially. The care package, you see Stock and Barrel. They are, of course, stripped to their sidearms. They don't have their respirators, and you actually sort of see their faces for the first time. They've got sort of dark, ruddy skin. Barrel has a sort of very, very dark red hair on his beard and, of course, for his body. Whereas Stock was the one who went with Lothos and Barbosa, right?
Yes.
Okay. Stock is an older man. He's got streaks of gray in his hair, lots of scars. He's taken off his helmet before for you guys, actually. Stock has.
Yeah, when he was drinking with him, yeah.
Yeah. Beryl is the ginger. He's very tall. He also has a chain sword that he's forced to relinquish.
And he has no soul.
Yeah. And yeah. But yeah, they will lead you through customs, essentially guarding the package the whole time. You see that they might actually be passing a few bribes around as well, maybe doing some of their own business down here.
Sure.
It is a pleasure world after all, and good alcohol's hard to get when you're traveling through space. So they will actually follow you down to this through the shuttle from orbit down to the planet side into the city of Halcyon 8, and you'll land in the port of Guy, which is right over here. As last time, there's rows and rows of these very nice sort of old style Packers. Each one is a different color, very beautiful, very filigreed. And inside is actually sort of its weird own theme, but they're all super luxurious. Everything is decadent and rich and beautiful, and just bright lights glowing in from this city. Almost, you can't hear anything because there's like 300-meter waves crashing against the ocean walls from the constant rain and storm. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I hope you're enjoying it. This is Dark Heresy, Whispers of the Eye. But yeah, it's pretty much just they know where to go, so they will hail a car and tell the driver to head to the Sistica's Embrace, which is the hotel that they were last seen at and where they have logged a room at, and they pretty much just followed your guys' expense records.
This is a welcome sight, I think.
Oh yeah, it's very nice, very posh, very beautiful. Think like 1950s New York City, only dirty and to the extreme.
Fair enough.
I think 1950s New York was probably pretty dirty.
Yeah, laser guns. There we go. Spaceships and laser guns. It's Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, and they will essentially lead you to this room, and Stock will put down the case, which is bio-encoded, and he'll sort of just walk over to the bar, because you guys have this villa with 10 rooms in it, basically, with a huge open bar, and he'll just start pouring himself a drink, and like, no, I think we wait, and I'm going to get really drunk off this rich people alcohol.
Would you mind if I joined you?
Be my guest. It's your room.
Very good. I suppose it's not often that you get to sit back and relax off the ship.
Oh, off the ship, relaxing? No, if we're off the ship, we're usually on a battlefield. That's what guardsmen do.
Understood. But this would be a nice change of pace, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand this world has some interesting delicacies, yeah.
We've heard about Halcyon 9. It's a pleasure world. From what we know, a lot of top brass in the guard come here for their vacations to spend their heaps of Imperial money. You could lose it all or win a new life, so they say, but I also hear it's not too nice of a place once you get away from all the glitz and the glamour.
Now, do we have like a time frame that we're kind of working within here?
Nope.
That I know of?
You guys have
kinda
an
down
open
here to do a
investigation
job.
right now.
Okay. Alright, I'm ready to relax.
All right, you
Have a
guys
couple of drinks, get fed well, and is it still kind of early?
time is irrelevant.
Just like last time I slept, I'm trying to think of.
No. Yeah, you would have woken up a couple hours ago,
Oh, okay.
probably.
All right.
Yeah, time doesn't really matter on Halcyon.
Now we had the earpieces, right? So
Yes.
I'll keep that on, and if anything, kind of, I don't know if we're gonna be even near close enough, but
Yeah. You'll be
I'm
able to
gonna
catch them once they
relax.
get within a kilometer.
okay.
They are They are roughly.
Okay, each square is 10 kilometers.
Yeah, they are roughly 400 kilometers away.
Oh shit. Okay.
We pretty much have to be on top of the building before you can actually talk with us.
Yeah, it's a.
Oh
it's
yeah, you are up there.
The city is not a hive, but it is this sprawling mass built on these sort of concrete or faircrete fortifications, sort of rising it up out of this ever turbulent ocean. So there's these huge gusts of winds, there's storms, there's lightning, but the buildings sort of curl up and around and sort of create this buffer for the city. And inside is just this sort of glowing heart of like neon and signs and flashing and, you know, Vice.
Also, am I able to get into the box, the care package?
Yep, if you want to.
Heck yeah, I do.
Okay. Inside there is a sheaf of papers, a small vial, and a few stacks of the money that is used on this world.
I'll take that.
Okay.
No explosive guys. Big sad.
You had to get it through customs. They couldn't give you a lot.
Right. You should have just jumped off the ship, man.
My sniper rifle.
You're only jumping into a storm.
That's
After a few drinks, maybe Stock and Barrel would be up for going to arm themselves.
They're armed.
I mean, better arm themselves.
So
They have
there
any
is.
intent on that?
No, they are not.
Okay.
They are not trying to. They're doing They're doing their job for the Inquisitor, and they're trying to get as much out of this little shore leave as they can.
You just come back to the base all bloody. They're just drunk as fuck with like 4 hookers on top of them.
Yeah, that is their concern right now. You'll actually see Beryl is ordering room service.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah, I'll have a bite to eat. I'll have a couple of drinks. I'll probably find a way to keep most of that money, and work on finding them. Maybe later, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, so a servitor will bring up these trays of this sort of array of seafood, sort of squids and these sort of dark-colored fish and just all sorts of things, along with these sort of little bright clusters of these almost like false orange berries, and these are the Cystica heresy, or the Cystica berries that the planet is so known for.
Vistica heresy.
Hi Ragnar Spaz, this is a multiple session game. We are actually on some debate of how long we've been streaming this. But yeah, they have just started an investigation. All of it's homebrew. So I hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome. I'd like I don't know, is there anywhere I can get a hold of some books, some reading?
Probably not on this planet. That's not really why people come here.
That's gonna kill some of my downtime.
Probably a copy of the Karma Sutra somewhere.
To learn a few things.
I mean, at this point, like, you have all this food, you guys are drinking, having a good time. You guys
I
could
guess
just hang out.
some of that. How's those cystica berries?
Cystica berries, so they're extremely...
Turn this into a fun night.
Yeah, they're extremely sweet. They are minorly hallucinogenic. It's kind of like being on Molly or ecstasy. The distillery here, you don't actually, none of the Cystica liquor is actually displayed here. It's like the top grade shit that you can get from this planet. It goes everywhere from the garden worlds of former generals to the High Lord of Terra himself.
Well, I got my plans for the night.
Yeah, so you're just getting
This is,
drunk.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, over given what I've been through, I guess in the last night wasn't bad. We had our own room. I had some good, reading in calm times. But honestly, the couple of days before that were the most hectic I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
some nice drinks is welcome down.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a willpower check with we'll do +10. Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, go ahead and take away an insanity point
Nice.
for actually, giving yourself some downtime to fucking decompress.
Right, who needs decompression?
Yeah.
I just need me some guns.
This guy.
I just need, what was it? Drugs. Ah, fuck.
Oh man, that was
it was drinking.
Drinking, drugs, and sucking dick.
No, and dick sucking.
wasn't that like the title of the episode?
Yeah, it was drinking, drugs, and dick sucking.
I really wish that scene got clipped. It's such a
Uh,
Oh, I know it.
All right. We will pan back over away from Modius, who's enjoying a very rare moment in the 40k universe of downtime and pleasure, rare at least for the common citizen. This is sort of your first taste of the luxuries that being an Inquisitor can give you. Like, yes, it's dangerous and scary, and this is huge weight of responsibility, and, but it's also kind of nice.
but really good booze and nice steak.
You got nice food. Some of it's still alive. I turned red just now for some reason. Weird. Yeah, but we're going to jump back over to the rest of the party, who had just followed Biggs, the sort of yes man, to a guy he only refers to as the boss, as they had gone down to the guts, the sort of slums of this pleasure world where all the people who've lost everything or are stuck on the planet have just drifted the sort of dregs of casinos and formed this shady under city almost. They were led to a brothel called the Bloody Gash where they met Biggs, and he has taken them to a secure bunker where they were forced to disarm, and they entered in, seeing a man. He does have character art now.
Nice.
No, he's not as old as I thought he was.
No. He's an older guy, probably in his 40s.
Okay, middle age.
But it's hard to tell. He may have had
rejuvenation treatment.
treatments, yeah. He doesn't seem to have any bionics, which is interesting, but he's sort of just going to be leaning back in this surprisingly small office. It's not very luxurious. There's a couple chairs in front of him. He's got a desk, a light. There's 2 more guards in the room, which he will actually usher out. And I'm like, come in. Close the door behind you.
It's all 3 of us going in there, right?
Yep.
Or
If you want to.
I believe so.
I just couldn't remember if anybody was doing anything different before.
No,
We
we
got
all
summoned in there.
surrendered our weapons and then called it, so I'm going
Well,
in there.
Yeah, I'm going in there for sure.
Cool.
Definitely going in there. Don't want to be outside by myself. That's
You
bad.
guys, do you close the door behind you?
Well, yeah, you said
Oh.
so.
I'll be the last person in, and I'll go ahead and I'll close the door behind and be like,
Right. So I assume you're the boss then, huh?
That's what they call me, at least.
That's a good name. The boss. Right to the point.
Yeah. Then I've been hearing things lately. And then 3 guys fresh off the boat come looking for some hardware. Looking for some brandy.
What? Whatever else you got. You know, I'm a whiskey man too. And all you need, drink gin. Whatever you got.
What the fuck was that? Yeah. He will sort of just stroke his, like, day-old growth on his face, like, yeah. But you want a favor. What do I get out of it?
Money, mate. Lots of money.
Oh, I don't need money.
Will we actually come with something more important than money for you today?
Take a long drag off of his cigar. blow a smoke ring, sort of floating towards you.
When I see him smoke, I'll pull out a glow stick and kind of give a little nod, like hold it up, like, you mind?
He'll pull out a lighter. It looks to be made of platinum, and he'll hand it to you.
I'll take the light and hand it back and nod. No words, just nod at him and start smoking too. Any chance to smoke.
What you got to offer me, Tech Priest?
We are here to help. You may not realize, but you are having a problem.
Oh. I got a problem that I don't know about.
This planet has drawn attention from powers that should be focused elsewhere for quality of life for those who live here's benefit. There
What do
is
you mean?
cancer among you, and we are here to remove it. This can be done with your assistance and to your benefit, or it can be done elsewhere.
More importantly, mate, people are making money you're not getting a piece of. You hear about the little transaction to the sum of how much was it there, Phalos? How much did them kids get sold for?
It is a number larger than would sound rational.
Too much.
I'm gonna say like,
What was it? Was it 100 billion throne geld, something like that? And I expect you're a man who gets a piece of the pie, right? You're the boss and all. Did you get a piece of that pie? I can help you get a piece of that pie, or at least get the people who didn't cut you in. But I need some hardware to do it, yeah. So do me mates.
Okay.
Also, I think you're a few zeros off, Barbosa. But it is a very large number.
Barbosa, go ahead and give me a charm test. Plus 20.
cool, so it's even. I'm not a charming man.
You got this, Barbosa. You can
Does that thing I have come into effect on myself?
I don't think so.
Wording is weird.
I don't think so.
Okay. So we're just going to do plus 20. Woo!
Oh. Okay. He's gonna
Yeah.
look you guys up and down. He's a smart guy. That's why he's the boss.
He's the boss.
And you'll see it the moment he connects the dots. And he'll just sort of lean back in his chair, just like, oh shit.
I'm gonna assume he just realized that we're Inquisition. I'm just gonna give him a really sharky smile. Just not a mean smile, but like a predatory, wolfy smile of yes, I am that motherfucker.
So, should we give you an idea why we came to this pleasure world?
Nope. I don't want to know. Listen, I'm not trying to make any enemies of the Inquisition. Or whoever you are. No one's listening. I can get you a little bit of hardware, but it's hard to move it around even for my boys.
I'm just gonna kind of nod to Lothos, who's on whatever side of me I am. Be like,
Really, it's just me and him, mate, that need something heavy. My mate over here can do with whatever.
I have hardware I need. More important is access, information. If you want our business completed with minimal disruption to your business, cooperation is needed.
He's right on that point too. If you want to be more, the more helpful you are now, the more I ever have to worry about you in the future, you feel? We deal in favors in these back alleys, yeah? You say you need a favor done, well, I need a favor done too.
I'll be thinking about it now. Yeah, I can get you something. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but I can get you boys something. Yeah. Listen, I get business because business goes smooth. I don't need any trouble. Y'all
You're not
just try to do it as quietly as possible.
Right, well, keep that down. We'll keep your name out of it. Anything comes up, yeah. But I want to know what you can tell me about Sistika Brewery.
Yeah, Sistika. Sort of lean back. They make that Sistika berry mead brew. I don't fucking know. It's weird. It messes with your head. People pay for it by the bucket load. It goes everywhere, all across the galaxy. I'll think for a second. Last I heard, they were doing this large promotion. Supposedly, the Lord Commander had ordered a flask.
That blue bloke.
The Lord Commander, Robert Gilman.
Right.
He will actually make the sign of the Aquila in reverence.
I'll kind of like half-ass do it too. I'll kind of be like, yeah, like, you know, kind of, yeah. And I'll be like,
Right.
I'll be like, I'll look over to Lothos. I'm like,
You know who that is, right? That's the bloke, right? He's talking about like the bloody. Right? The bloody president.
You guys would know who Gilman is, yeah.
Okay.
So Gilman is one of the last surviving known Primarchs, and he is currently the Lord Commander of the Imperium.
it's basically like an archangel is president.
Yes.
So I'll be just kind of be like,
Right. Well, free tip, boss. Any ties you got to that organization, you might want to start cutting them off now.
He'll pull out a notepad and write something like, "That's appreciated."
That's very interesting, especially considering the reason we're here.
You know anybody who works there, yeah? Someone who can get us access, open a back door.
No, my boys are. They can spot my boys from a mile away.
Right.
No, they're mostly automated, from what I hear.
That's all you, Tech Priest. Yeah? Hopefully you don't piss him off like you did that car.
What we need is access to those with authorization to make purchase. I have name of head of business, Marquesius John. Perhaps you have information about this. Marquesius, but
Strange.
otherwise-
Strange guy. Left for decades. Exploring the stars, he said. Came back, took control of the company, and started expanding exponentially.
Right. Well, he's a witch. Anytime spends too much time out there, they turn into witches. I've seen it before. Yep.
He'll get really pale. Are you pulling my leg?
Nah, mate. But,
He has a good point. That is usually how witches, you know.
right. The warp's a bad thing, mate. It gets
Definitely.
right in you, gets under your skin, turns you into a witch. That's how it happens.
Witch, not a witch. Exposing yourself to the dangers of space travel could corrupt any man. It's important we meet with Marquesius John.
Right. If you can give me a sniper rifle, I'll just shoot him in the head. See what happens.
Well, I imagine he will be dead and we will learn no more information about the transaction.
Right, but if he's dead and then the transactions stop and we see what happens, then we know he's the right guy. And if nothing happens, we know it's another guy.
Barossa, the transaction has already happened.
Right, it's not just going to be one transaction. They have the money. They want more money.
Well, they lost a lot of money putting it towards it. We need to figure out why. Killing someone is not always the option for something like that. Now, if we start killing people around him, it could also work in our benefit, but I would suggest we still look into him a bit more first.
We just got to keep him away from the Inquisitor because he'll burn him up again, right? He likes to catch people on fire.
I'm just kind of like say that for the boss's benefit, you know, just kind of say it so he knows like, oh yeah, the Inquisitor likes to burn people.
You just see like a bead of sweat. He's not gonna react. He's not gonna let anything show on his face, but you just see a bead of sweat just trail down his face. He looks pale. The cigar's just burning down, and he's not even like puffing on it anymore. His entire world is falling apart around him. He's like, I have to make plans.
Right, mate.
Everywhere
Tell you
we
what.
need to make many organizational changes. Now, boss, can you tell me, best access you are aware of Macassius John? Does he frequent any?
He never leaves the distillery.
Well, that narrows it down considerably.
Definitely a witch.
Now, you say you do not have people inside they would spot from miles away, in your words. Do you know who is having men on inside?
No one.
Well, if that's the case, do you have any?
Well, people can go into the distillery if they're going to make a purchase. It's not something you know, throw some geld out the window at. It's considerable sums of money that need to be transacted.
Right. So we got two plans then. We go in as these royal traders that we are, right? Yeah, poppity poppity. Or I need some explosives too if you got some. That'll be plan B, yeah?
Oh, explosives. I'll smile.
I know you
That-
can make some of that.
That I can get a hold of for you.
Right, mate. You give me whatever hardware you can. I got some a little bit already, but give me whatever you can, yeah? But whatever you can in explosives, I want something that if I got to, I'll be able to blow a hole big enough to drive a fucking truck through the back of that place.
He'll nod. Yeah, I can get you some of that.
Not a bad idea. Though it's a bit too risky considering it's a distillery. A lot of flammable things inside.
What do you think's my point, mate? Sometimes you gotta burn it to the ground.
Sometimes you must be asking questions first and using bullets later.
I said it was plan B.
I appreciate it.
Sorry,
I'm
it's a
worried.
plan B.
I'm worried you are calling that plan A and a half as opposed to B.
3 hours later, we're switching to plan B, boys.
You just hear the truck accelerating. I changed my mind. Ave Imperator.
Well, unless you have something further you think may be of value to tell us about the distillery, or Macassius John in particular, then I suppose we should arrange for delivery and be about our business.
I don't know anything else I could do. I'll see if I can get you those explosives. It might take a while, but
Be taking time, but not too much. We would rather not have to resort to more drastic measures.
give me an intimidation check.
Not fucking up my relationships with people.
Plus.
It's just Phalos, you know. He just.
I mean,
He's
he knows that
gonna-
we're Inquisition. It should be plus 50.
He's gonna be trying. It's gonna be contested. He's gonna be trying to see past you.
And intimidate looks like it's.
You just gotta roll straight. You just gotta roll under 52.
Okay. If my keyboard would cooperate, I could make that happen. There we go.
Okay. You guys are doing good tonight on the rolls. Finally. Yeah, he'll just nod. Yeah. No, listen, it's a big city. We gotta move them away so that the PDF and the security forces don't see it. All right, where do you want it?
I'm assuming he has like a notepad or something like that on the desk or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like grab a pen and be like, and I'll write down the address of the hotel.
Okay.
And say,
Pretty it up, yeah? Make it look like not what it is. Leave it at the front desk. They'll get it to us. Put it under the name Barbosa.
Yes, we'll get to that.
All right, then there's a matter of payment. Do you want money or you want a favor in the future?
Sort of look, you guys. mull the situation over, relight his cigar. He seems to have bounced back pretty quick from the sort of mental fucking that just happened.
Business is business at the end of the day.
Yeah. He's just gonna... Let's just say I'll call in a favor one day.
Free pass, yeah. Get out of jail free. Makes sense.
Something like that.
Y'all go with that?
For now.
Dude.
Spit on my hand in the old pirate custom and stick it out to him.
He's not gonna be ignorant of this method. He is not going to be happy it is occurring, but he will return to that handshake.
I was thinking about slicing my palm and doing that, but that's a little more extreme. So, but that's a good. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm a bit.
Right, mate. Be seeing you around, eh?
Hopefully not.
One last thing.
Oh, shit.
If I am correct in assuming you are not only man in position to be having information, not only organization in the city, I would appreciate if you can quietly spread word that there will be money involved for those with information on the topics discussed here today. We do not want it getting out who is asking questions or too many details, but if someone has something that we can use to our advantage, they could be sending invitation to a party, does not matter what kind, specifically at 9:30 p.m. tomorrow. We will come to you for more information in this case. Good information will be rewarded. If my time is wasted, not so much.
Go ahead and do another intimidation check. This one's gonna be flat.
We got our big dick mechanicus over here. Damn.
Okay, he'll actually succeed his... Damn it. Okay, you do better though. Okay, he's gonna look a little sour about this. You'll see the sort of visage shift into a more harder sort of sense. You're like, yeah, we'll get it done. Is there anything else?
Nah, mate, we're good.
All right,
We everything.
get out of my office.
I'm gonna, like, as we're walking out, I'm gonna slap Phalos on the back of the head and be like,
Right, mate. You gotta stop being such an asshole. Like, I'm a right big asshole, but you gotta be a little bit less of an asshole sometimes.
when we're already working with the mate. Like, I'm gonna, like, let the guy hear this a little bit, hopefully, you know, because that's a good relationship to have. The boss of the underworld, and you're pissing him off too. He's not gonna paint the car. He's gonna assassinate us.
Oh no, he'll paint the car. It's just, you know, what
He'll
he's
paint it
With
with
our
your blood.
brains.
I'm not gonna have a discourse about this until we've left his place of business.
All right. Biggs is waiting outside. He has character art now too. Only think of him in his tuxedo and not Imperial Guard armor. There's not a lot of Ogren art online. He's gonna be waiting. You guys will have your weapons returned, and he's gonna sort of look down at you all with his just twisted, misshapen face, like, right. So we got a car, and it's gonna take you where you needs to go.
Right.
Right.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Right. Say hi to your mum. And he'll just trundle out the door. All the guards in the room are just staring at you all. They're not doing anything. They're just staring.
I'm gonna give that like wolfish grin to them all, kind of nod at them, swirl the big heavy new gun that I have, the big Hellboy cannon, and stick it into my holster and kind of nod at them. Put my knife in my boot or where the hell I keep it, probably at my back, probably like on my side, and then just kind of head out the door to the car.
One of them raises an eyebrow at your display. The rest of you?
Is there a thing
Things get in the car.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys head up out of the bunker, and there is a car waiting. It is one of the standard ones from the city. It is in defense mode. This one is a sort of black and gold, and on the inside is this sort of deep, rich leather and just sort of dark, moody light. As soon as you guys get in, the vehicle starts moving. It doesn't wait for an input. It is taking you, from what you
Away from
discern, away from here for one, but you assume towards your hotel.
Oh, lovely. So, seems like the hunt has gotten a lot more interesting at this point.
Oh,
And
okay,
also,
no, you first, mate. I'm just flabbergasted over that Space Marine blow.
very interesting statement there, Phalos. What are you planning?
Yes,
I
Gil.
am assuming that boss, who knew only so much, may be able to spread word that's to others who may know more. And the established way of contacting, if information is possible, may lead to nothing, may lead to something.
Right, mate, but there's better ways to go about it. What you do is you say, put out a bounty for anybody with any information getting at a mate, and you make it seem like it's coming from somebody else, because now they're going to know people asking questions. You're going to put his head out there, right? So what if someone chops off and we lose our mate? Here's a better way to do it. Leave the talking to the underworld blokes to me, right? You tell me, and then I'll tell them. How's that, yeah? Because you be pissing these motherfuckers off every day.
I would maybe consider this, but if
They're
you
going to
listen
paint you
the
green
words-
again, mate. You're going to be
if you
green
listen
again.
to The words I had said, I told him that I would reward information and to spread it without revealing
Right,
who we are.
right, but you did it with that mechanical face, mate. That metal man face, and people don't know if he coming across like you want to cut his liver out. If he don't be doing what you want, you gotta learn to emote, yeah.
I could do so, but you do not negotiate from position of less power than you have.
Right, mate. But look, there's a difference
Especially-
between asking a girl to date you and then fucking in the ass without permission. It's two different things, right? You could get the same result, but it's better to go with honey than vinegar.
Those are two different things, but this is third thing entirely. Least of all, should you be undermining position of strength someone else is negotiating from by, say, slapping back of head and admonishing in front of a person who is not in standard business negotiation. He knew what he was dealing with.
Right, mate. But here's the thing, right? So now you the bad cop, right? Well, I'm the good cop. So now I'm his buddy, right?
Yes,
It's-
you promised unlimited favor from Inquisitor.
I didn't promise unlimited anything. He gets out of line, I'll shoot him in the head. What you talking about?
Speaking of
That's true.
Speaking of which, Barbossa, considering you're used to working with individuals like this, what's the likelihood that he's going to betray us? From your thoughts.
To who? I mean, he might try to dick one over on us, right? But
Well,
sell us
considering
out to
he's-
Sistika? Nah. He knows. He's a smart bloke. He knows this Inquisition ain't nothing to be fucked with. Right, if you gotta measure who your enemy is. He's got this little corporation he don't know jack shit about, on the one hand. You could go and try and sell us out and make some money, or you got a favor with the Inquisition. Which one of them things you think is worth more?
Good point. Yeah.
That's the power. You gotta be, you be benevolent with your power, yeah? You don't stomp on their neck until you got to. You give them a present, a flower, and then when they don't do what you want, then you step on their neck.
This is why people should spend more time with machines and less with drunkards. You do not take circuitous route, you take efficient path. The efficient path is explaining this is what I would like done and then
What's
expect.
efficient right now might not be efficient 2 days from now, mate. There's chance. You know math, right? You got that clickety thing in your brain. What There's variables, mate. Variables change. You gotta keep your paths open. You can't go all one way. That's why it ends up like, when was the last time you blokes invented anything?
Whatever variables you are worried about changing, in 2 days' time, in 2 years' time, Inquisition will never be outmatched by Boss.
Nah, mate. I ain't about to have a conversation on how to deal with criminals, considering I myself am a criminal, right? So, I'm not gonna. I don't tell you how to fix the sickety things, right? Whenever I see a
You do
machine,
constantly.
no, I'll tell you to do it. I tell you, go and talk to it, right? You do your techie magic on the machine. Don't tell me how to do my talking magic on the people, right? I've been doing this for years. You've been working on machines for years, right? Could we acknowledge that one might know, right, how to talk to people, and the other might know how to talk to machines, considering you're a tech priest, right? Right? Yeah.
He does have a good point, and also your efficient route could also lead people more towards us, which we did want to do this quietly.
Look, mate, I promise not to talk to cars if you promise to let me talk to the people, yeah?
What do you even get from talking from a car?
I don't know, I could yell at it,
Rage.
kick it a few times, poke some buttons. It'll do something. It might even like me. The last car didn't like him.
Terrible idea. No. Maybe we can have plans for this going forward. I was not about to, in room, in negotiation with Boss, to whisper into your ear as a child and say, pretty please ask him to spread word. I offered a reward and expected that if anyone came forward that they would not be wasting time.
Right,
Seemed
mate.
very reasonable to me.
Right, mate, it's reasonable, right? I'm not talking about your reasoning. I'm talking about your execution, mate. Look, just try and smile, yeah? Let's see a smile.
I feel like execution is a very poor word in this situation.
Right, I don't
mean,
mean technically
If
execution.
anything, I am least likely to be executed in the manner you are speaking of.
From
It
the
was
way
not
you,
my idea to require unnecessary weaponry.
from the way you speak, though, you seem like you're going to be carrying out judgment.
Right, mate, you're gonna get me into killing a bloke who I don't want to have to kill.
I mean, you have been begging practically to kill Casey Jones since landing.
What? But that's the bad guy.
I feel like there's much better ways to kill him instead of a sniper round, though.
That's why I asked for the explosives.
Explosives are pretty fun. Poison is also pretty fun.
My thinking, right, it's a distillery. Booze burns, yeah? So, if the whole place is all kind of witchy, like that last place was, we just throw some of them explosives into the vats, kaboom, whole place come falling down, yeah? Mission over, we go home.
Not exactly.
it
Obviously, we
requires
deal with the
burning.
problem of the company, but we still at least need to get a basic concept of what exactly is going on here.
Exactly. I have no problem burning distillery if it needs to be burned. But I am thinking we will be looked upon more favorably if we do not destroy most valuable asset of this place. If it is unnecessary.
Seems like we came across one of the rats. The question is if we can find one of the dogs that are running the underworld at this point.
Nah, mate. It's not the underworld we need. He said it was all automated. Right? This is a tech priest. We gotta go plug him into a wall somewhere. And let him talk to the machines. That's what I was talking about.
I don't know. They might not like him, especially if they use vehicles.
You know, I was thinking about that. The car didn't like him either. Maybe just nobody likes him. Maybe that's the problem.
Is it just that you speak this way to everyone, including machines and people? Is that how machines like to be talked to?
I speak how I speak. I am not intending to be anything other than matter of fact. I explain situation. If it comes off as something else, it's a problem with interpreter of message, not encoder.
What if if the interpreter is a machine?
Right,
Well,
mate.
then the machine
like it's-
understands input because I give input, machine understands. Machines are much easier than people.
Right, mate. So we got this saying where I'm from. If one person calls you a squig, that person's an asshole. If two persons call you a squig, they're both assholes. But if three people call you a squig, you're a fucking squig, mate.
I am not caring if I am squiggy in particular.
Wait, are you saying a machine called him a squig?
Right, the car, a squig. Right, Driver, how far to get out of this fucking car? I need a drink.
You guys have been parked outside of the hotel for a few minutes.
I'm gonna kick over the door. I'm going up to the room. I need alcohol.
Oh god, did I hear like half of that conversation then at least?
Just as they're rampaging down the hall towards you. No, and with that, as they make their way up to the room and see you guys in your nice little relaxing party, we're actually going to take a quick break. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. This is Dark Heresy Whispers of the Eye. We are going to be right back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Dark Heresy, Whispers of the Eye. We're coming back from break, and our warband has finally reconverged up in their sort of penthouse suite of the Sistica's Embrace, the hotel that they have rented out. Upon seeing the rest of you enter, Stock and Barrel will leave. They'll just sort of see you guys come in and just sort of nod to each other.
We'll be like, right, mate, where y'all going?
It's like, oh, we have to get back to the ship. Our business here is concluded. Orders is orders.
Well, I'm gonna grab a bottle. I'm gonna toast definitely to Stock, but also to Barrel, and be like, right, mates. Yeah, here's to you. And just take a swig of the bottle that they've been drinking off of before they leave.
They'll sort of like tip their hats and like nod and smile and make their way out, leaving you guys alone. There's probably still a lot of food left. Liquor, music is playing now. Modius, you're probably a little drunk, and on one of these tables in one of these lounging areas lies the open dead drop package.
I don't care about that. I'm eating and drinking immediately.
So,
Yeah.
Phalos, do you think if you actually talk to the machines with more kindness, they would actually react to you better? I just really
talk
don't
to
like that
machines
one of
with-
my allies is coming off as a swig to people and machines.
Sweet.
I speak to machines with reverence. That is how machines should be spoken to.
Right, man. What if you just thought about people as like machines made out of meat, right?
Seems
then
as though I
some
picked a good
people-
time to not be with the party at this. Has there been an issue?
No, there has been no issue.
I'm gonna look at Phalo, or not Phalos, but Modius, and look and be like, would he be on my side or the tech-free side? And like before I say, I'm just gonna try and gauge his positioning on this topic. Be like,
How much of the conversation would I have heard actually?
Almost none, honestly.
Oh, okay.
If they were down in the car for a lot of it.
Well, there's a box with some local money, some vials, and some papers for whatever was needed.
Oh, good. That'll be useful.
what's in the vial?
That's not my specialty.
Oi, that grease, what's in the vial?
That was
I am
appropriate.
already on the way to look at it, but I'm just.
It would be scholastic lore chemistry.
Okay. Well, I have all non-forbidden lores counting as known.
What?
So unless there's
Wow.
a talent.
Yeah, there's a talent where
Oh,
all
wow.
things that
Oh.
aren't forbidden lore count as known.
Well, good for you. That was a
Yeah.
good.
Ah, that's a tier. one. Damn, you got that fast.
Okay.
I started with like 30 intelligence and boosted it so I could.
Do
get
you
that.
have any equipment to use to test it? Like, how are you testing this thing to find out what it is?
To be honest, I'm more interested in the paperwork first. I'll
Oh,
get
the
to
paperwork?
file.
Yeah, you go over to the paperwork, and it is a forged writ of trade.
Covering just our story.
So basically, like, how high of a quality? Is
It looks
like,
real.
So it might as well be like maybe only like a rogue trader or something like that would be.
A
able to
rogue
tell the
trader
difference.
would definitely be able to tell the difference. Anyone who works with rogue traders, they would they'd have to inspect it thoroughly, but they could pick up on it if they've seen a lot of writs of trade.
But this is only like the highest echelons of the business. Like
That's basically the proof that you're a rogue trader.
yeah.
Like the proof of your whole dynasty in your hands.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, we can back up who we are now.
So after looking at
Right,
that,
plan
I
A,
decided to change it
covered.
to the vial.
The vial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any specific equipment, so unless there's anything I can just scrounge together from,
Okay.
I don't even know if there would be a kitchen. I think this is probably.
There
more
isn't
of
a kitchen.
Yeah. I was-
Taste it.
Okay, it'd be -30.
Okay, -30.
It's
I don't have
poison.
additional negatives. initiatives.
I
I got a high ass intelligence.
think
Let's see what happens.
technically your optical mechadendrite can function as a microscope, so you could potentially
It does
examine
have
at a microscopic
microscope. I
level
was gonna say the only thing I can do is
and shine light through it and see how it refracts. And there's ways to tell what chemicals are using those techniques.
Scholastic lore, -30.
No.
that's what we're hoping for. Nah.
No. Okay. How many degrees of failure was that?
3.
3.
3. Okay. It's not a naturally occurring substance.
And how many vials of it is just the one?
How big is the vial?
It's
Okay,
got
so
it's got a dose in it.
I was gonna say it's like a single dose.
Yes.
Are you telling me that they sent us with this vial and nobody asked for it or knows what it is?
I'm gonna kind of wander over at this point with a bottle in my hand. I've done a lot of drugs. I'm gonna look at it, see if it looks familiar.
I've done
Hmm.
drugs.
Tell you-
I've imbibed a lot of substances. I'll kind of open up the cap, smell it, kind of like see how it smells. How does it smell?
Okay. Scholastic lore. Chemistry. -10.
Let's see.
Minus.
So that's
30.
gonna be -30.
So you gotta roll like a 0, a 1.
We're rolling. Let's see. So it's gonna be basically my intelligence -30. Oh yeah, I have to roll 1.
Okay.
You got this.
So I'm just gonna roll a D100 because fuck
Got
that.
this.
I feel like-
Right.
You got
Nope.
the first one on your
No.
side.
It is not a naturally occurring substance.
Is it a drug I've ever done before?
No.
Okay. Does it smell like anything?
Smells. You have a very strong chemical smell from it.
Right. Don't smell good. Probably poison.
Well, take a
Or
sip and let
acid,
us know.
maybe. You sip it. You're a mutant. You better live than me.
Good point.
Pickford,
Hmm.
you sip it.
You know what? Thinking that it might be poison, Lothos is going to check it. He's done some fucking.
Let's just all look at it.
Scholastic lore. Chemistry.
Scholastic lore.
Uh,
What is it? -30?
You're a sniper. Why would you be using poison?
He went to the assassin place academy.
Oh yeah, the Assassin Academy.
It's not all just
School for
rifles.
assassins.
Yeah, Scholastic lore, chemistry, -20.
Gotta, guys, I got this. I gotta roll a 6 or lower at
Oh
that
my
point.
god.
You got this.
Oh no, wait, now we gotta roll a 1. Math is off. Yep, we're fucked.
Yeah, maybe. I had a 1
The
in
God
5 shot at
Emperor
it.
is on my side.
You have a
guys.
1 in 100 chance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a fake.
Second one of the entire game.
let's
Come
use-
on.
You don't have a fate point. Oh wait, yeah, you guys have fate
Yeah, we
points.
get
I
the
was
back of the video and it's like,
I was
like,
on
what?
inspiration mode, and I was like, you guys don't fucking get that
You
shit.
don't
Refresh,
have
yeah.
8
Fuck you.
points.
Okay,
That'll bring it up to a 20.
that's better.
Woo.
I'm helping too.
Fuck.
I'm looking at it. I'm like looking
It's-
at it with him like, right, it smells real bad, mate.
Even if you added a +20 onto that, you would have failed.
Yeah.
It is
I didn't
a
know fate points added that much. How much do they add?
It's
10.
because of the Adaptus Ministorum.
Oh, okay. I was
I
like,
get a
"Oh,
plus.
crap."
I get a +20 instead of a +10.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
It is pretty nice.
It's not labeled, is it? While we're all dicking around
No,
trying to
it's-
examine it.
it's not
Just
labeled.
double
Did
checking.
anyone read the cork?
I'm
It's
gonna
not.
look for directions in the briefcase because I'm intrigued now. I've just got my bottle. I'm like, right, there's gotta be some kind of bloody instructions.
Yeah,
What is
there's a note from the Inquisitor.
this? Can I read? Can Barbosa
Can
read?
I read?
Yes, you can
Yeah,
read.
Barbosa can read, just probably not well.
Yeah, you
Bro,
can-
I'm gonna. Is the note something typed up that I could read aloud?
No,
or-
it's
Okay.
it's actually on this very thick, very nice vellum, and it's just sort of long, spidery writing. Figured you could use a hand down there. The papers will get you in. The serum will get you answers. Good luck,
Well,
Lord
hold up,
Lord Inquisitor Balthazar.
Go to truth.
I'm gonna read out of it.
bloody truth there. We can find out if the tech priest really is an asshole.
That's what you got. Everyone hold down the tech.
If someone's
We're
watching, could you please clip
Got
that?
priorities.
Who we gonna stick? We gonna get the big guy, right? That Jones mate. That's who we gotta get. Or stick him and admit he's a witch, and then we shoot him in the head.
Well, in the cases, John is who we would need to talk to. I say for starters, we take paperwork and use it as legitimate face to inquire about purchase.
Alright. And then we get meeting with mate, and then we stick him and we shoot him in the head. I got an injector already, ready to go. All we need for plan A is a go. And then we just gotta wait for the explosives. In case plan A goes bad, then we can blow out the wall and get the fuck out of there.
You are lucky that you have an injector, because they did not supply you one.
I'll go all me drugs.
Although, to be fair, the Inquisitor probably knows that you have an
Okay.
injector.
I got several drugs.
Yeah.
Y'all want some slot?
You want to try some slot?
It really pep you up, mate.
You'll feel like a fucking space marine.
There's a space marine feel like.
Righteousness.
Well, you could fuck a hole in the planet big enough for the moon to be your baby. That's what it makes you feel like.
What?
See, there is valid argument to be made that you should be communicating with criminal underworld bosses, for this is your environment, but also at times you say things like this and it has me concerned.
Well, mate, that's the same for me, planet. Everybody says that.
A strange place.
Was that Sithka 9?
Sithka 9, yeah.
In any case,
Right, here's the story. It's got a bunch of these small moons, right? Little small moons. And what happens is there's ejections, right? Like big ass volcanoes, and they shoot out these big old fucking blobs of lava up and then it orbits the planet, yeah? So the whole thing is you can fuck a volcano. That's how big my dick is. Get it? Slot makes you feel like you can fuck a volcano. That's simple enough for you.
it was entirely unnecessary for me.
Well, now you know,
We
right?
heading
So you
to
hear somebody else.
distillery.
This is why you shouldn't let me talk to people, mate. Other people get that. Everybody's heard that except you tech priests, right? I'm pointing at everybody else in the room. It's like, yeah.
I'd like to say I've heard that one before, but no.
Well,
Maybe.
Yeah, I haven't been to Sithka.
But right.
Exactly. Now, if we could make plan to hit the distillery,
We gotta wait for the explosives, mate.
I feel like
Bayless.
explosives, yes.
Relax.
I don't think he can.
Have a
do
drink,
that.
mate.
Have a
Have a
drink.
drink, right? Where's your intake for it?
Wait. Do you have a chill mode?
I am
Switch
still
on.
person. I do not have mods.
Yeah, he's not to the point of like a Megos in his cybernetics. He's got like the few that he has. Like he's
He's got
mostly
that
human.
true flesh thing, right? Though, like if you take his robes off or his ribs and all that shit's all replaced with like fucking robo shit.
Yeah, that comes standard, doesn't it, for tech
Yeah,
priests?
yeah. Like all tech priests are like half robot.
I've got the standard array.
No, I'm
Fair
just
enough.
joking.
I mean, he kept his jaw. Almost none of them keep their jaw. Like that's the first thing to go.
Who needs a jaw?
The
No,
speaker is
they're
so much
entirely
better.
unnecessary. I just have not gone around. There are many steps to process.
I see. Is that why you're such a dick?
Possibly, I
Like-
suppose, by your
Then
own
ju-
definition.
Wait, mate, you still got a dick?
My point is that I am here to be doing
Wait,
the
wait.
job.
No.
Don't
passing
just
this up.
don't
Go
just
back.
gloss over that.
Answer the question.
I've had too
Wait.
many drinks to pass over that question.
We figured it out, mate. He's on a pleasure well, he ain't got no dick. I'll be mad too.
That explains quite a bit.
Right, enough Joshua the tech priest.
But really, though,
But really, we will be moving on.
But the original intent was have a drink, relax.
Right.
Remember, the last time we sat on ground, we were getting shot at, yes?
Yes, and last time
Now we are
went in
not.
with half of an idea. I would like at least whole idea. We do not have to go in 5 minutes.
Right, mate, look. Here's what we gotta decide. One of the three, well, really, it's really two choices, right? Because ain't no one gonna believe a navigator is a rogue trader. Ain't no one gonna believe a tech priest is a rogue trader. So all we gotta decide is if me or Lothos is a rogue trader.
I'm sorry, but why is this immediately counted out?
I'm sorry.
In the lore, out of character, it's like
I know.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right, man, you know why. Come on. Unless you're gonna wear a bandana the whole time.
Well, I pretty much
I-
do wear a hat all the time.
I
guess
has
still
to.
missed some
Yeah.
of last conversation. We have been discounted because somehow I am Dick, even though I am not discounting others.
Right, mate. Nah, you're a tech priest, mate. When was the last time you saw a tech priest rogue trader?
Is besides question to me, but at the same time,
It's a
we will not
lineage.
be optimal person to go in and make.
Right, I'll
purchases.
shave. I'll clean up right nice when I want to, mate.
He's
So
actually
Lothos is
probably
going?
he's actually
So-
probably dressed nicest out of all of you. He did have a suit tailored for the planet.
Didn't all of us?
Oh
have
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm,
we all
I'm
did.
spiffy.
Not gonna lie.
Well, you're in your greasy tech priest robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just wanted new robes because yours were green.
Yeah. So they're pretty darn. They're relatively nice.
I mean, they're new.
Well, I'm
Exactly.
swaggy, bro. I'm swaggy.
Looks like a detective.
So from what I am getting from that exchange, we should be sending Lothos.
Well, we're all going, mate. It's just who's covers who's.
Certainly. We
No
are on the
problem.
right track here.
That.
Right. You all have a natural position to play. This is the navigator of my ship. Right? Further proving I am in fact a rogue trader of renown. Right? And then I've got this other mate. This is my chief engineer. He makes sure my ship is fit and fit, ready to run, right? Already planned it. So now we just gotta decide who me and Lothos is gonna be, right? Where do we fit in the puzzle?
You want to
It's
go
pretty
into
much. It's pretty much the main question is who is the bodyguard and who is the captain.
Right.
Lothos is captain. That is not question. My question is why someone would bring a navigator and engineer to purchase of alcohol.
Right.
Clout.
We just had a long ass conversation about all this, mate. Leave the people business to me, yeah? Yeah, I know it's gonna work on this, yeah? You gotta walk in there and show your force, right? It further cements I am, or Lothos is, whoever the fuck he says he is, right? You show up with a tech priest and a navigator, that's half your swag right there, yeah? No one's gonna be taking any looking at the paperwork when you show up with a bleeding navigator on your arm.
If you're saying so.
Oh, I'm saying so, yeah? Right. So Lothos is the captain, right? Captain Lothos. And so I'm Barbosa.
Well, you always
Uh,
will.
Right? I'm chief security official, and I'm his bodyguard here on the planet, yeah.
The muscle, yes.
And the brains of this joint, apparently. None of y'all know how to plan a heist.
Well,
Well, he looks more the part, pretty boy.
I'm not so
Even.
much concerned about appearance and more that I trust him more to not immediately jump to shooting.
Right, but I'm a bodyguard. My job, you just literally gave me the job of shooting people. It's
Under
perfect.
Appropriate circumstances. Bodyguards do not just start shooting for no reason.
I just started blasting.
More likely than a captain to shoot for no reason. I completely off.
If we ever get custom merch, we need to have Modius there. I just started blasting.
Other question, do we want to start immediately with purchases first attempt? Do we want to attempt to enter? I do not know if there is back area to something we can attempt to get in quietly and look at records without permission.
Right, I'd
If
say
we make
that
purchase,
is
we will
after.
be meeting with Marcasi's John or with automated menu that says please input selection. And
Nah, mate. See, for the size of the purchase we're about to make, we're gonna get a face-to-face meeting, yeah.
Well, I suppose the constant feature will be well stocked with
It's gonna-
alcohol when we are done.
Oh, we ain't never getting it. I mean, we can take some of it. I wouldn't be bothered. But the whole point is we just gotta get in the room with the bloke. From that point on, we good. We just gotta get in the room with him. And then anybody tries to pull anything, we call out, hey, we the Inquisition. Fuck right off. I'm asking this bloke some questions.
That is a good point. If we're already there, we have him. So
We find out what
we
he
can drop
knows.
to the
If he don't
stairs.
know nothing, we tell the boss to send us some more truth serum. We swear him secrecy. We go interrogate another bloke.
And
Where
then
the
we
secrecy?
And plus,
Or put a bullet in his brain. Either or, whatever works.
he does have a good point, because if we do have the head at that point, we do also have all of his connections at our disposal.
Hell, we could kidnap him, hold him up on the ship if we wanted to.
Assuming we walk in and say we'd like to meet and then we meet, I'm imagining middle step that we are glossing over.
Right,
But
we
we
gotta
will
find
dress-
some kind of fancy way to say hello. We send them a big fucking gift, or we announce that we're there. We go to farm. I don't know. What y'all know about rogue traders? Well, how do they do it? They go on a date. You fuck someone's daughter first. How's it work?
Scholastic lore, rogue traders, plus 20.
So flat.
I don't know.
For me, it's flat.
For anyone who wants to answer
Oh,
the
I guess
question,
It's plus 20 to anybody, or was it specifically Barbosa?
plus 20 to everyone.
Okay.
Like, rogue traders are not like a mysterious thing.
Oh wait, no.
Well,
Oh.
my goal was 71.
Oh.
He knows
No,
everything.
You
He just
see-
his eyes roll back and he just turns into a computer and just starts.
He just screams out a dial-up noise for a few seconds, and then like eyes roll back with perfect clarity.
I was gonna roll.
What is your question in particular? Like, what are you asking?
Like, what is the particular process through which a rogue trader generally goes about approaching a company to make a substantial purchase on behalf of, or
It depends on the dynasty. The one you guys seem to be pretending to be seems to be a very nice one. So you guys could just show up and announce yourselves. Some rogue traders are very flamboyant. Some are militaristic. The thing is, they don't have to adhere to any like rule or code of law other than what their dynasty has put down. So they're allowed to be more expressive than usual, citizens of the Imperium.
I see. So we can literally walk up and say that we want to buy something, and we have
The writ of trade, yes, will allow that.
Right. And then we just say our demands is we just want to meet. In our dynasty, you see, we only do business with the head of the household, yeah? We gotta have a meet face to face. Make sure that they're clean or some bullshit, whatever we want to say, right? And then we get meeting with the mate, make sure the check's big enough to make it attractive. Jab this little thingy right here in his neck, and then Bob's your uncle.
not a bad idea.
So you would assume that they would just accompany with the prestige as this, would just leave 4 rogue traders alone in a room.
No,
Nah.
one of you is a rogue trader.
The rest of them's your mates.
Oh, right. Well, I'm 4 people
That ain't nothing. It's a whole building.
alone
full
in
of
a
guards.
room.
Well, now that that's
Maybe only one of us in the room.
introduced,
Whoever goes in the room gets the
conversation.
dose.
Does this paperwork specify one of us? Okay, because we were
The
making
writ, the
plans
writ
to
of
make it
trade shows the dynasty.
it's like the possession of the writ itself is almost. It's like possession is 9.
It's like a warrant. It's like a warrant.
big. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like if you come on a Space Hulk and you stake your flag on there, you'd be like, "Fuck you! I'm a rogue trader. It's mine." And they can kill you, or you could kill them. But technically, you're legally allowed to do that.
Shit.
We're gonna be using that again in the future.
For sure.
Definitely not giving that back.
I mean, prisoners are rogue traders now. Why not both?
No, that's gonna get back to the Inquisitor.
I'm gonna make a very
But-
convincing copy to get back to the.
Very
No, he would burn me.
convincing copy.
No,
That's an
he would
understatement.
emoliate me.
Right.
But that is the second step, I believe, that Phalos was speaking of. Was we have our way in, we know who to look for. How do we end up with the location and time to do such interrogation?
Right. We're gonna say, look, before we do business, right? We want to meet with your boss, yeah? And then we meet with the boss, yeah? And we're gonna be with the boss in a room, right? Office. Meeting room,
He'd be
board
by
room,
himself.
Maybe not.
Would you leave your boss in a room by himself with 4 strangers?
Probably not.
No,
Probably
at
like
least-
2 guards.
2 guards.
Probably servitors. They say the place is automated. We pop the 2
course.
servitors. There we go. Look, mate, you keep wanting your hands to stay clean, right? You better get that notion out of your head. The Inquisition is not about clean hands. It's about dirty, bloody hands with grit under your nails that never washes out, yeah?
For some.
For all, mate. You think the Inquisitor ain't burned 1,000 people with his bare hands, mate? You think
He's
he ain't
one of
got
those.
tens of thousands of deaths on his hands? Live long enough, you will too.
That's it.
Do you think he only ever burns people alive, or do you think he has brain enough to do what situation calls for? Or do you think every problem needs bullet?
Right, mate. I think throughout my life, the thing that saved me more than anything else is a gun on my hip.
This is not throughout your life. You are Inquisition now. It is new to me too, but I assume adaptation is required.
Right, mate. What was our last mission, right? How many people we kill? I killed
Last
20.
mission
What?
was actually-
Lothos, how many people did we kill in that one little scrap, right? 50 something?
Us together around 50.
Right. So,
Congratulations.
don't talk to me about clean hands, mate.
This is not battlefield.
You don't know how many.
Everywhere is a battlefield, mate, and you're gonna get killed if you think otherwise. Mark my words, mate. The second you put your guard down, the second a bullet goes in the back of your head and blows your eye out.
Charming image. In the meantime, if we want to approach this as if we will not be able to just kidnap leader of corporation with ease and try and formulate actual plan, that would be excellent.
Right, mate. Obviously, this is a plan the Inquisitor wanted. They gave us the truth serum. How else you gonna put in his coffee?
As long as it is understood that we are going to
It
go
might
to
get
a room.
a little bloody.
It might,
But not,
if it needs
it's
to,
not
that
we're
is
fighting over
fine.
the whole. We're not fighting through the whole building, mate. We're gonna kill 2 blokes, 3 blokes. That's it. To save a whole bleeding planet. You're quibbling over 3 blokes.
I do not care about their lives. Their lives are meaningless. I quibble over the fact that you think killing 3 people will be acceptable and no one will call any guard, no one will react, and everything will be
Mate.
fine.
Thank you.
Mate, you
Someone
just-
gets it.
Mate, that's what the explosives is for. I got a grappling hook, mate. We blow
your
his eye
response
hole in the
to me
side of the
telling you
building.
you are reckless is to tell me how much larger mess you can make.
Look, mate, how would you do it then?
I would start with simple conversation.
About what?
Exactly what we came to question.
Buying alcohol?
Buying alcohol will get us in door. When we get
Right.
into meeting, we can say, yes, I understand you think we are rogue trader, but in actuality we are Inquisition.
Wait, mate. Right, so you don't think that he's not the guy and he's got armed guards sitting there next to him, and we go and tell him we're Inquisition, and he finds out that we're there after him, he's not just gonna tell him to start shooting at us?
Your plan
What-
on the other
what-
side was
what-
to inject
what-
his neck with
what-
truth serum.
What is the benefit in that one, other than we're gonna have to kill somebody either way?
Maybe. Wow, I'm hampering you.
Maybe.
It is possibility, but other possibility is he is not involved directly and does not want wrath of Inquisition on his head. We have immense power behind us. We should use it for more than slapping people with metaphorical dick.
Right, mate. Here how I'm in that plan, right? If we're gonna do it that way, where you want to have a talk without the truth serum, but we got the truth. Look, mate, he's gonna have to take the truth serum. He could do it willingly.
If he ain't got nothing to hide, then he shouldn't have a problem with it, right? So we go
I'm
in that
fine
way.
with it.
This is what we do then. You want, but then they know the Inquisition's here.
Okay.
Then they know we're
Okay.
Inquisition.
Hold on. Everyone, put forth a plan, and then we're gonna vote on them. You guys are just going in circles at this point.
Yeah. I would say at this point, I don't know, we didn't really specify it, but I would say wait until we get the information that Phalos secured for us, and also those explosives, which are going to take a couple days. So lay back while that's happening. After
But
we get
yeah,
all
I
that
don't want
collected.
to do anything immediately either.
Yeah.
I would very
wasn't
much-
pretty certain if it was like we're doing this now and such. It was a little bit back and forth. A couple things said, but I would say just gather information based off of that. I would say we go in as rogue traders. I do like the idea of coming up as an Inquisition first, and then if he refuses to talk, deal with it in a more forceful manner.
In the initial meeting, I do not think we should do anything other than negotiate for purchase of alcohol. Use opportunity to see interior of building, additional opportunities to gather information, and perhaps make some judgment on guilt of this person in first place. And use
Right, man.
subsequential meetings for follow-up. My point is that we cannot just pull gun and hope all goes well.
What makes you think we get additional meetings, mate?
We asked
What
for
on what grounds? Why?
additional
What?
purchase, renegotiate contract. We can make up any number of reasons.
This is not something you buy more than once.
This is a one-time shot, mate.
This is like
We go
you
one
could
meeting.
you could be blowing your entire dynasty's fortune on a bottle of this shit. It's that expensive.
Like we're just
It's
walking.
that
in and
prestigious.
We want to buy this.
It's like we go in and we do it.
We got one shot, mate. This ain't gonna be we go shopping around. Tell them, oh well, let us go talk to your competition 3 planets over.
What
In that
competition?
case, we should go in without planning on ambushing and forcing any information. Be open to possibility, certainly. If someone needs to die, kill them. That is not problem. But if you make loud noise, heads turn. If you have option of silence, it should start there.
Right, mate. So that's why I said, you can go ahead and tell him, and my gun is already, my hand on my gun, ready to pull, that he can either take that voluntarily, or he can take it forcefully. That's as far as we go towards peace. Because there's no way we're going in there with our dicks in our hands. I think we should go in there, and the second he sits down, we should pull guns on everybody in that room and tell him who we are and force him to take it right then and there. Because all of them we know, at least we get the truth and not whatever he says coming out of his mouth is lies. Plus whatever witchy shit he might got going on. Yeah? I think that we should be the fucking Inquisition, not a bunch of fucking ponces walking around afraid to get our hands dirty.
Why
I
do you
say we
guys?
go in there hard.
Why are you guys so certain he's a witch?
I'm
No, that's
not.
just Barbosa, because like Barbosa just encountered 2 people who were on spaceships too many times for too long. They turned into witches, and ever since he heard he was traveling the stars, he's a witch. Like that's just Barbosa thinking he's a witch.
She's just a witch at this point. Don't worry about
Like as far as Barbosa's concerned, he's probably a witch.
So tell me again, what do we know of this place? There is this man that never leaves. Yes,
it. It's pretty much
He's
entirely
surrounded-
automated.
he's surrounded by pure automation. Yes. Should
Yes,
we
we know
expect
that
to be able to walk in and not have any alarms thrown if we pull guns as soon as we walk into the room? That's a foolish plan.
Right, mate, but we already got him hostage.
You are
Already got him.
overestimating the technology of 40K.
There's gonna be like some
enough.
servitors in the room.
Yeah, there's
Right,
not
it's gonna
like
be-
security cameras and shit like
He'll
that.
have some bodyguards or whatever. But we're gonna
Okay.
have him hostage. If they're purpose, we put a gun to his head, we walk out of the building with him. Not only that, we're the fucking Inquisition, mate.
Well,
we just
an
gotta
hour
tell
ago-
most people, and unless they're fucking heretics, they'll back right down. So then if they don't
aside-
back down, we fucking kill them.
Setting aside the fact that an hour ago we were drinking buddies with criminal and not Inquisition as I tried to be, my point is we do not know what will be in room until we are in room. If he is alone, put gun to his head, force drink serum. My point is be open to more than your one violent option.
Right, mate. Obviously, if there's fucking 27 mates with guns to my head while I'm in the room, that plan don't really work. But realistically,
What's the magic number then?
like 5.
It's a fair number. Okay, so the plan is you guys are going to infiltrate the distillery as rogue traders, and if things go south, hey, we're the fucking Inquisition, get on the fucking ground. Or
Yeah.
purge.
Well, I mean, I feel like basically as soon as we're in the room with the guy, we have to be like, look, bro, take this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we have to force him to take it.
That's up
Pretty
to
much.
you.
There's,
How
I don't
you-
think
how
there's
you
any
wanna
reason to
play
have
that.
a conversation with him without the serum. There's literally no benefit.
If we're already face to face,
Yeah,
unless,
I agree.
Unless it's like we're surrounded by like 20 guys.
To be clear, he said that it was an automated distillery. Did he know that Macassus John was the only non-automated thing? Or
Yeah.
No,
is
I'm
it
expecting there's
primarily
going to be
automated?
people that I might have to kill. That's a non-issue.
I'm not worried about them dying. My point is, if he's not the guy,
I
we just
mean,
wasted our truth serum on the guy who's
you-
not the
So
guy.
we get more true serum.
You would assume that there's more people than him there.
I also don't know if we can just get endless amounts of truth serum.
But
No.
the thing is that if you're going to go and try and find who's responsible for this massive transaction that your company approved, wouldn't you go to the guy that's the head of the company? Who else is it going to
Yeah.
be?
He's up there.
Or at the very least, he'll know who it is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like even if he doesn't know, he can at least tell the truth on who we can go to.
Like we get all the information that he would possibly know who
I'm
would
not
be the
saying the
person
truth
with the most
serum would be
information.
entirely wasted. But I don't know if he gets stuff get out of character. My point being that if he is willing to cooperate and can provide proof, we save truth serum for someone less cooperative. If he is required to take it, we are not satisfied with answers. My point is, do not
Right,
use
mate.
resource unless you need it.
How do we know he's cooperating? He could be lying to our face. For all we know. There's no chance that we know. How do we know anything he tells us is real? He could be like, oh, I'm a lawyer serving the Inquisition. Oh, I'd love to help you. It's this bloke right over here. And that bloke could be the only person that could be the person that we should be offering assistance to. You know, the truth serum, if he's a loyal citizen, right? We tell him he's the Inquisition, we're Inquisitors. He should take it gladly to prove that he's telling the truth, right? We shouldn't have to force him to do nothing. We go in there, we say, we're the Inquisition, take this, we need to prove your loyalty. He doesn't do it, we fucking pull the guns, we stick one in his neck, we inject it, we get the questions out of him. It's that fucking simple, mate. Either he does what we tell him to do, or he gets the fucking needle in his neck, and I kill everybody in the room. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're gonna get us killed, mate.
By having conversation, if you say so. My point being is you do not take word. Believe it or not, there are ways of providing proof you are telling truth without truth serum. Until an hour ago, we did not know we had this. This was not option. So we
What? So I was gonna
presumably would
torture
have
him?
had a plan. Well, you still could. And he could still lie.
This is
without
much faster. But,
Hey.
but he say serum's much more
Hey,
reliable.
we're done with this conversation. You guys
Playable, mate.
you guys need to move forward.
Okay then.
So what are you doing?
I think I've made my position pretty clear.
Yeah, there's a couple views have been made clear, so it's up to these other two.
No, I'm saying out of character. What are you guys doing?
Just go in as rogue traders, and once we get into the conference room with him, we just
Play it by ear.
Role play it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at that point, we're just gonna have to. We've got to have some way to know. If it's too much, we all need to be on the same page.
I mean, if combat occurs, we'll all get on the same page real fucking quick.
So, agreed. But Lothos would be the one doing the talking, yeah.
Initially, at least.
Based on what
Yeah,
we've
put
spoken
him
on?
Captain.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be pretty much the guy getting you guys in at this point, and then once
I
we're
would
back-
trust Lothos to make that call.
So the rest of you are assuming your roles and positions. Do you want to wait for the said explosives, or do you want to do anything else before you guys head over there?
I definitely want to wait for the explosives and the extra guns that Bro's supposed to be bringing.
Is there a way that we could, while we wait, go to the distillery and scope it out?
Do like a drive-by?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there like a lobby? Or is
Yes.
it like you don't get in unless you have an
Yes.
appointment?
Or for the brewery or the distillery, it's not the kind of place that like you just walk up to. You know, like someone's gonna see you coming up, and they're gonna tell someone, and someone will meet you. They'll either tell you
Expect
to
you
fuck
to be
off.
there to buy something.
Yeah, they'll either tell you to fuck off, or they'll be like, "Oh, come in, welcome to this Jessica Distillery."
Okay, got it.
And is this something that, like, if you're going there to spend a shitload of money, or
Yeah, if you're going there and you don't work there, you're going there to buy something.
We could send some kind of emissary, hire somebody to go and send them an official notice that we will be for them to expect our arrival. Of the prestigious house, like some, big flowery, and thus coming is the house, please prepare for their arrival, their blah, 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 blah. He might give us a little bit more, credibility than just some guys showing up on the door.
Yeah, you guys can do that.
And if we wanted to wait for explosives, did we want to wait to see if anybody approached with any additional information? I put the request.
Right, what exactly was your request?
I essentially just asked him to spread the word saying, hey, if anyone has information that can help us, there's money in it for them. I just put a reward for information.
You did say you were the Inquisition as well. Correct.
I told him not to spread it, that it was from us.
Okay. Okay.
that would give us time to go speak to the boss, see if he found anything.
He's gonna need a lot of time.
He's gonna be bringing the guns and the explosives in a few days. I'm assuming, a day or two.
You guys just asked him to do all this stuff, so he needs some time to coordinate it.
Certainly.
No, if you guys want to wait for the explosives, it's gonna be about 12 hours.
Oh, that's not long at all.
And there's gonna be a.
I was thinking a day.
No, there's gonna be a sharp rap on the door, and by the time you get to it, the hallway's empty, and there's just a case there.
We argue for 12 hours about the plan.
Spot on. Oh, is it time to go?
Barbosa is quite drunk.
Yes, and when you open it up, it's just packed full of plastic explosive.
Perfect.
Right. Who is in charge of this?
Timer counting down.
Barbosa has already started strapping bundles of this.
It has a very crude looking. It looks workable. It looks like very old, crude looking sort of detonator. The sort of cylindrical ones with the big flip up thing and the red button. It's not a dead man switch.
Would we know the range on it? On the detonator?
50 meters.
And then do I have a relative understanding of how much impact each parcel would have on
Do
structure?
you have weapons training explosives?
Is that a thing?
I actually don't know. Let me check that.
I don't think so. A det pack is just an item.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much a. Let me find it. If you're gonna use them in combat, it'd be completely different. But you're trying to breach
I
a
have
wall
no
with
intention
them.
of using these. Combat would be if I set a trap or something
Mhm.
like that, maybe, but not I'm throwing them as a grenade or whatever.
Yeah. This isn't Call of Duty. You don't do that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not tossing around packs of C4, fucking.
Yeah. So you're trying to find out.
I just want to know if I could blow a hole in a wall and how big a hole it would
You
make
could-
if I
You could blow a sizable hole.
or
and,
knock down a reinforced door or something
and
like that.
yeah, and a standard you could probably blow through a void ship hole with this stuff.
Okay, or blow up a car if I needed
Or
to.
you might be able to get into a Chimera if you detonated them all at once on its rear.
And then how many packs are there inside the thing? How many different
9.
bricks? So I'll take 3. Or well, let's see. So you don't want okay. So we can do me, Lothos, and Phalos could each take 3.
Here's the thing: if we get pat down, is it gonna be odd if they find us with explosives?
Obviously.
We're not gonna get patted down.
You don't
I
think?
assumed you wanted
No.
to place this somewhere in preparation.
Rogue traders don't get patted down.
They'll let us.
I might get patted down. But the I don't think the navigator, the tech priest, or the rogue trader himself will get patted down. If anything, I'll probably show up with a bunch of guns because rogue traders, if we have the rid of rogue trade, rogue traders could have whatever guns they want on this planet. They don't have to follow the rules. So like I'll probably be the person that's like distracting with how many guns that I have, and then like maybe you guys could smuggle in some packs.
I will say that there is a rogue trader dynasty housed in this city already. So if you guys are like
Over the top of
openly
it.
flaunting the
Yeah.
rogue trader shit, they're gonna take notice.
Well, I figure we're gonna go downstairs, get in a car, drive there, get out, walk in.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're gonna be exposed the whole time. I'll take it in a case or something like that, like a fancy case. I won't. But then when I get out and I get into that place, I'm gonna be rolling rogue trader.
Yeah, that works for me. So we're gonna take another break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned as we start getting to the sort of meat and potatoes of this little investigation. We'll be
Awesome.
back in just a minute. Alright, welcome back everyone to Dark Heresy Whispers of the Eye. Our acolytes, having decided on a sort of plan of assault, have dressed up and sort of fallen into the role of rogue traders. They are currently deciding to take action rather than wait any longer for, anything to develop or occur, and they are just going to go in and see what happens. So you guys head down, hail another car, this one shining brass and silver. The inlay is very steampunk, lots of gears and clockwork. There's a few hookahs scattered around and some sort of something very similar to absinthe as well.
Real quick, was there any guns that he managed to bring along with those
No,
explosives?
not in that amount of time. The guns are harder to get than explosives.
Okay.
Other quick question. We had about 12 hours waiting on that. Did we want to get more Rogue Trader appropriate clothing for the three of us that were less fancy? Is that something that...
No. So the rogue trade, it's basically like if the Inquisitor wasn't a fanatical psychopath. Like, you have a lot of money and power, and you can hire people onto your crew, but, like, no one's, like, forced to stay there, like they are for the Inquisition.
Sure, I just wanted to make sure we looked the part.
Yeah,
So
you guys
we
are...
needed something beyond just my new robes to look like I belonged.
No, he might not believe you're, like, a Magos, just because of your lack of cybernetics.
Like an
but
engine seer.
if he's, like, an engine seer representative or something like that, yeah. And then the Navigator, that speaks for itself. And then the bodyguard, like if they look at you, they're gonna be like, yeah, this guy's obviously a bodyguard.
Is he anything? Could he be anything else? He's the butler. He's the butler guy.
Yeah, he's actually the scribe.
Yeah.
What if it was though, and I just like pulled that pen and was like, shh.
The navigator is the bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
And the mechanic is his navigator. I was like, what the fuck?
This
Oh,
guy
you're
with
mad.
guns, he's our accountant.
I was like, so we got a crazy rogue trader in our midst.
So you
I mean, there's no
guys,
traders with aliens, so.
I will also say that your subtlety level has changed to suspected.
Wompity womp womp womp. I glare at the tech priest, out of character.
I'm not the one who orders bombs.
It's only bombs, don't worry about it. Bombs are like casual things here.
Yeah. So at this point, it would mean that in certain dark corners of this city, like the word's getting around one way or another that
It checks out.
there's whispers. You know, people are looking into things, and maybe it's time to pull out and lay low. You guys don't know this. But yeah, so you guys make your way over to the Sistika Distillery. It's an interesting building, very modern. These large sort of... Oh, thank you for following Recon to 2019. Thank you.
Cheers.
It's a very new building, these sort of large distilling vats, and the vapors coming from it are like sweet and heady, like even through the constant smell of like brine from the rain and the fumes of the city and just pollution in general, everything overall. Like this sort of sweet, cloying, very heavy scent is almost like making you a little dizzy as some of the fumes from these distilling vats waft towards you guys. There is a sort of long, winding stairway full of like plants and sculptures, road with lights. It's very long, and so you can admire everything that's here. It is covered because of the constant rain. And there are sort of butler servitors and servo skulls flying around, and they will sort of look at you, and you'll hear a few of them with their metallic clinkings, obviously taking pics or video or something like that, and then they will whir off. So you guys have about like a 3-minute walk up to the door.
Do you smell that, boys? That's liquid gold. And we'll soon have a bottle of our own. Soon. Hopefully
If
this
all
trade will
goes
be
well.
Indeed. Hopefully this trade is decent enough. But I've heard good things. Many good things. So then, is there anything else you want to bring up to my attention before we move on? Because we're walking up.
I've got the dose.
Good.
If you want me to, you want to have a go word, yeah?
Nah, not now. Later. I feel like I should stay a bit sober for this meeting.
No, mate, a go word, like,
No, like for
Like-
if we need to.
oh, if you want me to shoot somebody,
Mm,
something, so I know when to shoot. I mean, I'll shoot if I feel like shooting. But in case you want me to shoot, or pull the gun,
Any gutter eels? Gutter eels.
got to heels, right?
Gutter eels.
Right, I ain't gonna forget that.
Hopefully those won't come up in the conversation at all. Yeah,
Oh,
know,
yes,
girls.
the-
Be like,
The rampant gutter eel infestation.
Yes, the gutter eels.
So I started blasting.
Just screaming, double fisting hand cannons.
Have you heard of the problem with the gutter eels lately?
Fucking pulls out the gun and blows his head off.
Just pulls a pin on a grenade and just throws it on the
Yeah.
floor. Ave Imperator!
what kind of gun do you have, Modius?
Just a lap pistol.
I'm
I do
gonna-
have my shockwave on me though.
I'm gonna nod. to you like,
the other one. I got that other sweet one that I got off the witch, but that stays in the bag.
Did you bring that? Well, you can only brought one
Yeah.
with you. Did you bring the las pistol with you, or did you bring the fancy one?
Just
No,
the last
just the
pistol.
last pistol.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nod to you, be like, right, let me borrow that las pistol. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna take
What?
it. I'm gonna tuck it back in my waistband behind my jacket,
Okay.
Velos,
just so I can double target if necessary.
mind me if I borrow your hand cannon?
Your new one?
I don't have a new one.
No, I've got the
wait,
fancy new.
Phalos. Sorry. Not Barbosa. Never mind.
And Barbosa, give me a really nice hand.
No, fuck off.
You are needing additional weapon, I suppose.
I feel like it's a bit odd that the tech priest has a weapon. Plus, it makes more sense for the rogue trader to be decked out with weapons. I'm kind of a little bit underarmed.
Kind of a big deal here.
Hand it over.
Do you want the backup las pistol, or do you want my stub revolver?
Ooh, give me that. Give me the stub revolver instead. That's way better.
I don't want to leave the tech priest with nothing.
But
I'll take.
like the collapsible thing.
Yeah.
Possible?
It's a
I'll
hold. It's
trade
a
you.
holdout
I'll trade
weapon.
you that for I'll take the stub and give you the las.
Okay.
I mean,
This is happening on our way up there.
We're just trading guns.
I'll take that gun.
Yeah.
Just
Because I just
ignoring,
realized I'm not skilled in laser weapons, so bullets, please.
just ignoring all these servitors and servo skulls flying around. Just like, what's the plan, guys?
yeah. If you've got that collapsible, concealable gun, I can have that concealed, so that way I look the part.
Okay. So I'll give you the tiny las pistol,
Bring it.
Michael Bay Jr.
I expect that back.
So I have Modius's last pistol, and Phalos's hand cannon, and Phalos has the tiny last pistol. What does Modius have?
I just have my shock whip,
Okay, and your eye.
and
Yeah.
and that.
Hey, and that's another thing we completely forgot when we were arguing. He can just stun and power hold everybody in the room, basically. Fucking, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
If I do that, it involves you as well.
Yeah.
I'll
This
look away.
isn't fucking D&D. All right. This is the
I
goddamn
could
warp.
stun one person, or I could really hurt a lot of people.
So we run out of
Yourselves
room for
included.
you to die.
Well, we have a command word for that. If I say pineapples, that means you guys shut your eyes.
So we have pineapples and gutter eels.
Yeah.
Gotta write these down, guys.
You guys don't even know what a
40
fucking
seconds.
pineapple is.
It's something.
They're called
holy.
apple pines.
It's a
Hopefully,
holy
we'll have to
relic.
find out.
Holy relic.
All right. Yeah. You all finish your climb up this winding path, and you are met by two people in those same dark blue and sort of white cream colors. They are identical twins. They will both bow to you and open the doors.
Follow your lead.
Such nice hospitality.
As you get closer, you see that their mouths have been stitched shut.
Oh, good.
I'll just be scowling in every direction.
There's much to scowl at. As you enter, there is a sort of foyer where you're expected to wait. There are servitors with trays of food. There's a liquor cabinet. There is, a roaring fireplace. It's very cozy. There is no attendant, though. There's no other people here. And as you guys are still sort of finding your way, a woman will come out of one of these doorways that leads off to who knows where and say, "Welcome to the Sistika Brewing Company. How may we assist you today?"
Yes. We did send the Incor, correct?
I believe we all said that was a good thing to do.
Yeah. So, we're the rogue trader. I'm the rogue trader wishing to make the trade that was mentioned, or should have been mentioned.
Oh,
Adedo.
yes, of course. We received your invitation. Could you tell me again, please, what dynasty you belong to?
And he,
But I feel like Lothos would have researched the papers and everything like that. No?
Yeah, think so.
Think so? No?
How about you give me a
And I started blasting.
Man, this part.
You do have the writ of trade.
I was gonna say what I'm gonna do when she says that, I'm gonna pull. I would have had it on my person for like safekeeping, and I'll just pull it out and let it unfurl in all of its glory. Like, but I'm kind of standing behind Lotho, so he can just cleverly turn his head and like look out of the corner of his eye and see the writing on it. But I'm just gonna be like silent, just scowling bodyguard, just solemnly holding out the writ.
She's unimpressed.
Oh. That.
Yet the pomp must ensue, anyways.
She will take it, read over it pretty quickly, and then go, of course, sir, we will assist you in any way we can. Just so you know, one of our bottles of Cystica Brew is very large number.
Very large number.
Good. It should make a wonderful gift then.
Of course. Would you like it personalized for whoever's receiving it?
Yes. Now I was wondering if I would be able to speak with a higher individual when it comes to setting up this deal. Or will I be just chatting with you? Ma'am.
Charm. Plus 10.
Here we go,
She
boys.
seems to believe your story.
Plus
I'm
10,
gonna-
Plus 10, so 60. Should I throw a fate point on top of that just in case?
Right after he says that, and like I'm gonna put like lean in and just kind of put my hand on his shoulder and whisper in his ear and say,
We need far more than one bottle.
and then kind of lean back away. Just really quietly whisper that we need to offer more, to suggest that, you know, meeting with a higher individual could equate to
Oh.
like more business.
Ah, that's correct. My apologies. Forgetful of me. We'll also be needing 2 more additional bottles, along with that one.
At this, she will raise an eyebrow. Go ahead and get another plus 10 on top of that check you were going to do.
Plus 10. I'm gonna throw a. What is that? I'm gonna throw a fate point onto that.
You have an 80% chance to make this.
Do not jinx the dice.
Do not.
That's my
jinx it.
job. That's why I'm here.
Okay, you can always use fate point to reroll.
No, he already
I
used
Now
a
you
fate
jinxed it.
point.
Yep. Slash D100.
Oh, can't use one
Fuck.
2 times.
Okay,
He's like
she
getting really
will-
pompous, like. Yes, indeed.
Indubitably.
I'll be needing 2 more bottles. Properly packed.
She will nod and say, I suppose I could speak to Mr. John and see if he can spare time for you. I'm afraid he's been quite busy lately with the Lord Commander ceremony and all.
Understand. Well, as soon as we be able to talk to him, that would be most appreciated. This seems to be quite an expensive deal, but a deal nonetheless that should be carried out properly.
You could buy a planet for less than you're about to spend.
Probably by 2 planets.
Scout planet.
Yeah, she is going to sort of just advise you guys to please wait here, partake of any refreshments that you want, and leave. And she's going to be gone for about about 30 minutes.
Okay. And while that time is happening, Lothos is gonna look over that document to see what fucking dynasty he's a part of.
You are part of the Raylanor dynasty.
You could have said anything and acted like
I
you
know.
knew what it was, and like, you would have gotten away with it.
It didn't make sense. This doesn't make sense either, but it's a code. Yeah, are the rest of you doing anything else in this half hour?
Do
sort-
they have expensive cigars on offer?
Yes.
I'm smoking an expensive cigar, and I'm not drinking their brew. Or do they serve anything besides their brew?
Yeah, they don't serve their brew.
No.
Oh,
considering how
not
much
even
it
a
fucking
taster?
costs.
No.
Not even a nip, not even a
No.
smell. Okay, perfect. Because I didn't want to, because I'm suspicious of it.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
feel like the fumes alone would be enough.
Yeah, so like I'm just drinking, like sipping, not drinking heavy, just like sipping on a whiskey or something like that.
I'll join
Smoking a
Barbosa
cigar.
with the with one of the cigars.
Being bougie.
Yeah, you guys are just living it up this trip.
But I'm also being very, very aware and keeping an eye on everything at all
Mhm.
times. Anytime anything comes in the room or leaves the room, my eye is on it. My coat is stylishly tucked back over my very, very fancy gun. It's not an offensive looking thing. It's more of like a look at my shiny hit piece.
Yeah.
But it's also very easily at hand at any point in time.
Okay. Phalos, are you doing anything?
I'm just kind of observing essentially what's going on. Like, I don't know if it's servitors walking around, if there's people in and out who work here.
There's a couple servitors. The one who has the cigars, Barbosa, you actually have to stick the cigar in its mouth for it to clip off the end.
Gruesome. Yes.
How does that cigar can taste?
There are a few other very rough servitors. These ones are posed as like sculptures, but they're also holding the plates of like, you know, snacks basically and liquor. There's tables. Everything's like very plush, almost like it's just like too nice. It's too silk, too god. You know.
So I guess I'm just looking around for anything that I could, if all else fails and we had to attempt to come back. We're not coming back for another meeting, but we could. I mean, I'm picturing a server. I don't know.
So it's a circular room. There is a pathway leading off to the right, which is where the receptionist left off to. And then there's a pathway to the left, which is sealed. Yes.
Okay.
Talk to one of the servitors. Can servitors communicate with, like, on a basic level?
No.
No. Like basic commands or something like that.
They
So-
understand basic commands, but they don't speak. You could try and figure out what its primary function is. Stuff like that. But servitors are pretty brainless. It's kind of like a Roomba.
Right.
It's like a corpsey Roomba.
Corpsey Roomba.
Yeah.
The really odd Roomba.
That's kind of just toddles around the room doing the same
It's
repetitive
just- it's
tasks.
just
Kind
a
of vaguely
severed-
knows where it is. Like,
It's just a severed head on top of a Roomba, just screaming at things.
Sealed how?
Just, it's a closed door.
Just a closed door. Okay.
It's a metal door. Looks very secure.
Okay. Just kind of make a mental note of its placement and.
Architecturally, it would seem like this is the way towards those distillery vats.
Gotcha.
Very nice, very nice. Pretty much while waiting, Lothos is just gonna be chatting back and forth, probably to Barbosa, and just saying random bullshit like, we need one bottle for the lady, one to pay back the council, and what else? I guess one personal would be in bed.
Barbosa is uncharacteristically quiet and grim and just.
Man, we should probably loosen you up. We're on the pleasure world. Fuck, we need to find you a whore sometime. Fuck.
Or as much as they had us paying, they should have given us whores.
I don't think this is that type of establishment. Unless you fancy those things. Pointing at servitors.
Okay.
I'm undercover. Barbos has adapted to his role.
Guys, we finally got him to shut up.
Characteristically quiet. Everyone liked this. False. Continue.
Yeah, she will return after 30 minutes and bid you come with her. You guys will be led down a long hallway with various art. It looks expensive. There's vases full of plants. It's very...
Carpet?
No, there's no carpet. It's very new age chic, even for
Okay.
like imperial construction. No corpses
They're
at all,
poor. I don't
aside
believe it.
from the servitors. It's it's a travesty, honestly.
Very nice place.
But yeah,
Could
you'll.
use a little bit more of the color red, but that's a little bit
I need a little more
personal.
black, gold, and red.
Yeah.
Any other colors? No. That is our color palette that we're going to be working with for the next 10,000
I need
years.
a few more gilded skulls. About 2,000 more.
You guys could use more eagles. No, she will lead you to a pair of doors, which will open automatically as she approaches, and is a very large office. It's huge. It's open. It's probably like 15 meters just to the desk, which is just plump in the center of this open area. There's this huge curving window, much like the one in your hotel, just looking out into this raging ocean, and waves are crashing up against it. But you don't hear a thing. It's dead silent in here. Looking around, you will see that there is a guard in every corner of the room. But there are no servitors or anyone else.
So every corner being 4 corners, so
Four
there's 4
corners.
guards?
4 guards. 1 man. 4 of us. Huh?
Okay, then.
That'll just about work.
Let's proceed then.
And so Phalos doesn't. Just this is all out of character, obviously. But
Mhm.
Phalos, you have no gun, right? Oh no, Phalos, you have a gun.
He
You
has
have the
the
laser
holdout.
gun. You have the holdout, and then Modius, you have your eye, but you don't have any gun, right?
I have the shock whip still.
But you still have a shockwave. Okay, cool. So then we're all armed. Cool. Just want to double check.
Pretty much want to look at one corner of the room.
Yeah, everybody
Down that
takes a
one guy.
man. Yeah, basically everybody takes a man.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys begin the walk towards who you assume is Micassus John. Your footsteps echoing in this sort of just large empty space. It's really just unnerving. It's painted this stark sort of white and this white cream color that's refracting light, and it's just like overly bright from these harsh glow globes on the roof, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, he's sitting here all day. But you do eventually come up to him. He is I think I have art for him too. I don't. He is a tall, slender man. His eyes are very large. Like they would fill up the entire eye socket, basically. But other than that, he looks normal. He's got this sort of stringy, dark hair that's pulled back. He's dressed very finely. It looks like he's just poring over a data slate, and he doesn't even seem to realize that you're there.
Go around the room, respecting the details that you put into the place. Very nice. Very nice.
He will cease what he's doing and look up. Was that supposed to be some attempt at humor?
Not at all.
Well, 3 bottles of Cystica Brew. You certainly are either extremely wealthy or extremely in debt.
A little bit of both. You know how it is. Business.
Yes, business. Well, for an order of this magnitude, we usually prefer to receive the credits before delivering the product.
Very nice. Okay then.
Do you have an estimation on when that will be?
Looking at Barbosa. And your thoughts on how long you think it might take?
What's a sample?
You
And
want
then
to
you could have the credits in a day.
Aren't you a ballsy one today? But I guess that's why I hired you.
You want a sample?
Yeah, like a taste.
Okay. Who's rolling, you or Spaz?
For
To charm this man and giving you a sample?
oh well, wasn't really trying to. I
Oh,
mean, I suppose it's like a combined, so we're helping because he like referred to
Oh.
me, so I guess I'm more helping his role.
Okay.
okay, so I'll roll then.
Modius and Phalos, what are you guys doing?
My eyes are just kind of scanning the room for now.
Yeah, the guards in here.
Keeping an eye on the guards and making sure that I know who my guy is if it comes to it.
The guards in here are planetary defense. From what you
What-
can tell.
I was gonna say, what am I up against here? If and when?
Planetary defense.
We're basically cops.
They're basically the army.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, PDF
Military
is
police.
the world military, basically. You can kind of see them as police too. They make sure shit runs, so the Imperium doesn't have to worry about it. They have carapace armor, and a weapon you've probably never seen before. It is seems like some sort of energy weapon. Each person is carrying a large backpack with these thick cables that
Oh, no.
plug into this
Oh, shit.
gun.
Oh no!
Okay.
That's not metagame.
I'm not. I don't even know what it is, but I'm already panicking.
There's only two things it could be, and they're both terrible. They're both far outclassing whatever we have.
So just a charm check.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. Click.
1 second, everyone.
Okay.
So move along to the point, like, yes, we have the credits. We look like we just want to taste the stuff before we move so much money or something. I don't know. It's up to you. It's your fate point. I'll use a fate point. I don't know, but I don't know if I can loan a fate point.
No, you cannot.
I wish. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Especially during that one scene. Wind almost killed us.
Yeah, no doubt.
I guess that would be a fail by 5 points to 1 degree.
Okay. He will simply shake his head. No. Under no circumstance will you be allowed to drink Arcistica brew without the credits.
Worth trying to get at least a taste before making such a costly transaction. So then, I guess who the credits are addressed to. How about the Inquisition?
There's a shift in the room. You hear the soft clicking of leather gripping plastic and metal as the grips tighten on the weapons that the guards are carrying. There is a palpable tension in the air now. And he will set down his data slate and sort of just steeple his hands and look at you all. Inquisition. Do you have any proof?
Who has that ring?
You guys don't have the ring.
Well, he took it back, right?
You're muted. Lothos.
Am I
You
muted?
what?
I might just be talking lightly. Oh, I thought we had the ring. I was.
Yeah, I was totally under the impression.
Okay, you guys think you have the... Okay, that's fine. You guys can...
I just thought somebody had.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I thought
oh,
somebody
shit.
who had it, but I thought we still had.
I was like, wow, our whole plan just went out the window.
I was like, do I shoot now?
Yeah, it was like, I guess it's time to open up fire.
Yeah.
So I'll say
Um,
that I have the ring or whatever. So I'll pull. Since I'm like the bag man apparently. So. Right. And then there's also a change in Barbosa. Barbosa drops this quiet demeanor, almost if it was a heavy burden he was carrying, and he's like, right. And he reaches into his bag, he pulls out the ring, and kind of he knows this is a dangerous situation, so he doesn't charge the desk. Like, how far are we from the desk right now?
You're in front of it.
Like directly in front of it?
Yeah.
So I'll just reach in and just drop the ring on the desk.
Okay. He will sort of look at it for a second and begin inspecting it, figuring out what it is and instilling it into a data slate and beginning the data mining process. And after he sees the verification, he will disconnect the machines, sort of slide it back to you, almost disdainfully, and sort of just look up to you all. And what does the Inquisition want with Sistika?
Well, it seems like a very costly transaction came from your company recently. A very exorbitant amount of funds going to a heretical uprising at a planet called Altheus for the purchase of 2 children. But if you would be so willing before we continue this conversation, sir, we have a little
Medicine. Yeah.
that will incline that you don't lie to us. Nothing
gonna-
much, just a small thing. A little bit of trust, so this transaction can go through.
I'll pull out the injector and just kind of hold it up.
As you pull out the injector, the guards will all take a few steps forward.
I'm gonna hold up my other hand and be like, right, settle down, yeah. I'm gonna show him that it's a medicine, like it's an injector. I'm gonna set it on the desk in front of him. And then my hand's gonna go back into my pocket right next to my gun.
Modius, Phalos, what are you guys doing during all this?
How close are the guards? Like, how,
They're probably about 20 meters away.
Okay.
It's a big room, but
Yep.
yeah.
well, I'm gonna have not so much a hand on the grip, but I'm gonna be like ready to quick draw whatever if shit hits the fan.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the whip at the ready and still kind of keep an eye on what I assume is my guy if I gotta square off.
Okay. And Phalos.
Similar. I'm feeling like we're probably outgunned here, but I'm gonna be ready to draw this las pistol. I was also just trying to check out. He's got a data slate. I just wanted to know what other apparatus he had for storing information. Something I could go through once we've got his cooperation.
Okay.
The tension in the air.
He is not going to grab the injector,
Just-
but he will say, "There's no need for that. I'm a loyal servant of the Imperium, and I will answer any questions you pose to me."
And why not take the serum? It won't hurt you.
Because I don't believe you.
Don't believe what?
That it's a truth serum. If the Inquisition shows up in my office, They're either after me, or they're gonna be after me.
If the Inquisition wants you dead, you would be dead.
Mate, there's way better ways for me to kill you than to poison you. Right, I got a knife. I got a gun. I got me bare fucking hands. Alright? This is so I don't have to kill you. You understand?
As you say that, you'll hear 4 simultaneous sort of clicks. And you'll hear this sort of low thrumming from these energy packs as they begin to power and lights begin to appear and blink on these weapons. The guards don't move, but...
You might want to tell your boys to stand down too, please. Asking kindly.
Just took a mental note. Barbosa said, please.
I'm pretty sure those guns are not good news.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's weighing the implications right now, if it'd be easier to kill you or work with you. If I take some, one of you take some.
I'm gonna look over at everybody else, but
Will it still work?
Right, we only have 1 dose of it.
Does it just make you kind of want to tell the truth if you only take half a dose?
Is it only half
He
truth?
doesn't know you only have 1 dose. He's basically stalling.
Well then, also looking at the men. Either way, this can be a very simple transaction. We have questions for you. We have suspicions, and you are the man to come to, considering your company was involved. If you can answer our questions, all things will work themselves out, and the Inquisition will be out of your hair.
It's in your best interest, mate. We're just the foot soldiers. Right? We're not the big man. And if we go missing here, your boys get trigger happy. You decide it might be easier to go one way than the other. I'll guarantee you he's gonna collapse the fucking place.
He does like bombardments.
And fire.
He will begrudgingly take the injector and place it into his arm and pull the trigger, and there's a quick pressurized hiss as the cartridge is sort of slammed into the veins. He'll sort of shudder and wince at the pain and pull it out and sort of toss it back onto the table. Just go, fine. What?
What do you know about that transaction?
of
Purchased-
insane money.
I purchased the Brigio children to pay back a debt.
What debt?
I owed a tech priest, a Magos. He helped me perfect the Cistica brew.
Right, what does that have to do with Lady Brigio on Althis?
That was his request.
That's interesting.
He wanted
Priest,
those
how
two
did you
children,
get this
and
done?
when I tried to get any other ones for him, he's like, "No, I want those two."
Right, so you don't got the kids, he's got them?
I assume so. We sent them over months ago.
Sent them where?
To a planet. He'll say planet name. That's where I met the Biologos.
Interesting.
Right, what's his name?
He called himself. He didn't say a name. He called himself the Machine Prophet.
I'm gonna look at the tech priest and like raise an eyebrow, like, huh?
Just gonna shake the head. This isn't. I mean, angry computer noise is what you get from me.
Techno heresy.
You just get the sound of like when the errors, when you get blue screen, just boom.
Do you
Yeah.
have any proof of this transaction that you had with this tech priest?
I didn't sell him the children. He just wanted the children. I just gave them to him. Listen, I took the recipe over. I was looking for something to make it better, so I was exploring different planets and cultures, seeing if I could find anything. And I stumbled across this Magos. And he took it back to wherever, and a few months later he came back, and it was fantastic. Our profits went over 1,000-fold.
Looks at Barbosa with the eyebrow raised. Interesting.
Specify a reason for wanting these specific children. Just would not accept any substance.
He wouldn't say. He said they were important for his research.
Right, mates, this is a right weird plot we found ourselves in.
Looks so. Barbosa, you think it might be somehow connected to their father?
Obviously, something special about them. Some kind of bloodline, some kind of thing, you know. Them biologos, they be chopping mates up all day long. Like, it's something. Them kids is probably dead.
Or worse?
Heretics.
This bloke,
Would
what do he
rather
look
be
like?
dead than a heretic.
What's this biologos look like? I know he's a tech priest, right? But what do he look like? Is he, you know, how would we know him if we saw him?
He was a Biologos. A extremely augmented. He had a sort of serpentine way about him, how he moved. Sort of hunched over. His arms were too long, and they ended in these long, sort of spindly hands. He had a full respirator down from his jaw.
Right, what about his, what do you call them things? Mecha Ra. Them extra arms they got. What kind of them do you have?
That's all I saw. His back was bulging and twisted. Maybe he was hiding something under there. I don't know. I don't understand why the Inquisition cares.
Well,
Because this
right.
transaction caused heresy to uprise and nearly take over a planet. That is
Okay.
essential. So,
Right, mate. So
I'm gonna have to spin a chair around and sit in front of him, like,
here's what we're looking at, right? That transaction directly financed an entire chaotic uprising on another planet, right? Straight up opening gateways to the warp, right? Bad stuff, right? And so your name's directly connected to that. So your friend, the Biologos, he right fucked you. Because now, by rights, the Inquisition has got your ass. So anything you can do to amend that situation, right, could only help you.
A few of the guards in the room seem to have caught on to the situation, and one or two of them are kind of like exchanging like looks at each other, like, "What the fuck is going on right now?" One has just like taken a few steps back and like lowered his weapon a little bit, and is kind of like looking around nervously. Yeah, you know, the boogeyman showing up at your door is not something anyone expects.
and just kind of flaunting in there, even though you got these crazy shits and everything. This is like, yeah, fuck you.
I had correspondence about the transaction, or just the actual money changing hands from the cogitator and the Brigio's residence.
You pretty much just pulled the amount, and the two names that were required. It was a completely legal process. Like, the price was ridiculous, but
Sure. Are you having record of any exchange between yourself and Biologos?
no, I told you, this is the planet that he's on. That's all I know.
Well, he did take the serum. So if he's saying it's all he knows, it might just be all he knows.
I would.
Are
still
you a
like
witch?
to look through his.
Are you a witch?
A witch? No, I'm not a witch. How dare you?
Right. No
Told you.
heresies. You don't eat babies or nothing.
No, I'm not a heretic by any means. I'm a businessman. I just shipped a whole flask over to the Lord Commander. Do you think you would parlay with a heretic?
Out of curiosity, how many flasks have been shipped since recipe was improved?
Oh, several thousand?
Right. Tell you what, mate.
I want to look at everybody else.
You think the Inquisitor want to bottle of this stuff?
With the strings attached, probably not.
Tell you what, mate. If you gave the Inquisitor a gift of a bottle of this stuff, he might just see there as enough contrition to prove that you're not a heretic.
Yeah.
I think it's just about do it. And I'll promise, I ain't gonna drink it myself. I'll bring it to him personally and hope he gives me a nip.
Alright. You'll see a flush sort of rising in his cheek. This guy's fuming right now. But he is going to just nod. Of course. A bottle will be provided on your way out.
That's right. Right nice of you, mate. And listen, the Inquisitor remembers those who do right by him. Alright? Don't think you're not just that your kindness won't go unnoticed, yeah?
He'll just sort of blow air out of his nose angrily and just says, if there's anything else.
No, mate.
I'm gonna
Well-
pick up the ring. Well,
Maybe the tech freeze. I'm done.
I'm gonna pick up the injector and the ring, stick the ring on, put the injector in my pocket, and kind of go and stand at the back and like go and look at maybe one of the guards' guns, kind of like.
Phalos?
He had a data slate. Did he have, I don't know about a cogitator or anything else in the room that would be?
He did not. And he's not just gonna let you go through his data slate. Unless you, like, insist.
Well, a little bit. I'm asking to look through your data slate.
Why do you want to look through my data slate? I've told you everything you know. You already made me inject myself with some serum that I have no idea what the effects will be.
The effects are that you will be telling truth, but you can only tell truth of things you are aware of. If something was sent that is additional clue to me that you do not realize yourself, I am being thorough. It is not question on your own straightforward answers today. I will look in front of you and copy nothing unless it is relevant.
I mean, he doesn't have a choice. He'll hand it over.
Cool. So I'm just double checking any correspondence that's left over from the Brigios, anything that might hint at heresy on his own part. As much as I said I didn't question it, I'm assuming he's telling the truth. But if there's any more information in that correspondence that can point to any other heretical roots, anything about this Biologos, and I doubt it's just available on there, but I'm concerned at what this Biologos has done to this alcohol that is now being spread throughout places. So if I can see the recipe. But that one I understand is probably a long shot.
Okay. It's gonna be... it's gonna be a tech use test.
Okay.
If you're fishing for deep info like that, -20.
And 3 ranks in it is +20, so that just makes it straight.
Yep.
Got this, Tech Priest.
I'm
You
gonna
made
use
for
Fate
this.
Point at 10,
Okay.
so that puts my target at 61.
Speak kindly to the machine.
Son of a...
Oh,
Speak kindly to it, my guy. You gotta speak kindly to it next
I
time.
tried to be pleasant to him. I did.
Yeah, you sort of flip through the data slate. There's not a lot of information on here. There's no correspondence or anything like that. It's more of like a notebook than a sort of like email or PDA or something like that. You do find that there are sales records and that the last sale was to Lord Commander Goldman on Terra. And it was an entire cask, not just a bottle.
Damn.
That's like a bottle to him, right? Though, like, for his size. He's like
Okay, so if nothing stands out as untoward, I will return it. That's thanking you.
The amount of money you saw for that transaction was physically disgusting, yes.
didn't even know zeros went that high.
Yeah, it was like, god damn, you're like scrolling, like, Jesus.
but a 1 and that many zeros in binary is probably not that much. It's no big deal. It's Barbosa is intimated. Cooperation is remembered and valued.
Of course.
That on his desk. I'm done. Yeah, no, I'm done mentioning it. He's pissed. I'm ready to go.
Modius?
I'm ready to leave as soon as anybody else does.
Okay.
It's too dang much tension for me.
Yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, you will be free to leave.
Well then, it was nice chatting with you, gentlemen. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And please, keep this meeting on the down low.
May
We
you,
won't want word spread.
may you walk in the Emperor's light.
Same to you.
I don't think he meant that.
We just fleeced the planet out of this guy.
Hell, you did.
Now,
about
do I
this? We
drink
take
it
it-
before we get to the ship or no?
How about this? We take your daughter and 3 bottles, and we're good.
He would have shot you then.
He would've shot us.
If you'd asked for 2 free bottles, he would have shot you.
No doubt.
Alright, so you guys are
Most
making...
of alcoholism is going to be his greatest foe.
Yeah, you guys are making your way back to your car.
So, Barbosa, I feel like that will be a wonderful gift for the Inquisitor.
Gonna be like holding it in my hand, staring at. Is it the same label as the bottle that I found?
No.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was some ancient thing. Like, oh, it's the same. So I was like, I was looking at it, but like, right, you think he'd know if we took it in? Right, it's just like,
Well,
It's
considering-
sealed with wax.
Yeah, I
I
consider
would
the bottle
urge you,
sealed.
please not to.
Let's
I
give
know,
this as a
mate.
gift to the Inquisitor on
I'm
good
just gonna have to fucking balls
paper.
up and ask him for a sip.
Also, with the thing, I don't really trust it at the moment. I believe that's heretic water. Honestly.
Let us present it to Inquisitor, but
Yes.
suggest it be evaluated.
Indeed, but not direct.
Right.
It's very
Change
You're
the
right. You're right.
recipes Rooted in heresy and
Right.
present it.
You're right. Never know what's in there. Creepy Mike, creepy mailman went and did the things. Right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Perhaps someone else should carry the bottle then, Barbosa?
Right. Here. I'm just gonna hold it out.
I'll
Take
take
I'm
it.
sure like a nice wooden cask or something like that, or like carved by babies for 2 days before they perish for the Emperor's glory. Like fucking,
Yeah.
some, crazy ornate. So I'll just hand it over like, right. Don't let nobody see that.
The front is actually, or the top of the case is actually this hand-carved sort of mural of the Emperor arriving on the planet.
Oh,
And he's holding sort of the light in his hand, and it's just a fat diamond.
Oh god.
I might take
Of course
that.
it is.
So I think we're done on this planet, guys. I think it's time to go home. I think
yeah,
we
I feel like we
like-
should leak this like before somebody decides,
yeah, like
After that, we need to go.
Yeah.
yeah, that guy might send assassins. So
What about-
I think it's time for us to exfil, bro. Like, it's time to go.
We need to fall on.
Right, so I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here.
So you,
How do we get off planet?
you guys
Who's got
just
the exfil?
want to head to the port?
Fuck yeah.
All in on the ship.
I can drink on the ship. Like, there's nothing. What's left? I don't care about the guns that the dude that was about
I'm
to
not saying
get.
we should stay. I'm saying we might want to skip customs.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
well, yeah. That's
just
true.
say we're the Inquisitors.
You
and
wanna-
we're
You want to call for an extract?
Yeah, I
yeah.
want
I
a
guess that's
fucking
my
Valkyrie to
question.
pick me up off the roof of the hotel.
To understand, do we give a shit if anyone knows we're Inquisition at this point?
Yes, always, because you never know.
You never know.
Well, from Barbossa's perspective, the less people that know who the fuck he is, the better.
Depends just how you want to play your Inquisitor. If you want to just be like that guy.
I mean,
who's-
you're big metal cock, so you might just want to walk around like.
Yeah. All
You
right.
got inquisitorial dick.
If there's something between customs normal and just full on,
Come on, that's like the super cool exit. Like, we come, we do our thing, then a fucking dropship comes and pulls us in. We're just like, what the fuck was that?
I don't want to draw attention to our exit either.
You guys can just exit normally through customs.
Okay.
They're not gonna take the bottle? I'll kill
No,
them for the
I
bottle.
won't take the ball out.
Dude,
Okay.
take the bottle, you die.
They're not gonna take my new guns, are they?
No.
Okay, cool.
Blasting the
They don't care
Um,
what we take off
all of
planet.
all of your shit is returned to you as well.
Okay.
That they confiscated.
Lovely. I give everyone's weapons back and just start doing the
Just
trade
shuffle
again.
around.
Like,
As you
Yeah.
guys are in the shuttle heading back up to the constant vigil, that is where we're going to
Yeah.
end our session for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Dark Heresy Whispers of the Eye. I'm Dylan. I've been your game master. We try to do this every Monday at 6:30 Pacific. Sometimes we're a little later. Shit happens. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you missed any part of it, we upload it to YouTube. Just search for Total Tabletop. And we hope to see you next time. But until then, have fun.
Right.
Cheers. Right.